I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams, my childhood with your empty words. And yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you? For more than 30 years, the science has been crystal clear. How dare you continue to look away and come here saying that you're doing enough when the politics and solutions needed are still nowhere in sight? You say you hear us and that you understand the urgency. But no matter how sad and angry I am, I do not want to believe that. Because if you really understood the situation and still kept on failing to act, then you would be evil, and that I refuse to believe.
How dare you? How dare you? What's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday, guys. Salute to you guys. Salute. So glad that you guys are in the building. Guys, yesterday was certainly a waste of a holiday. Financial markets were closed. Many institutions were closed. Businesses were closed. And for what? For what? So that Negroes can eat unhealthy food, wear dashikis, and beat on drums to the ancestors. It was a waste of time. Waste of time. Yeah. Happy Juneteenth, though. Happy Juneteenth. Waste of a holiday. Waste of a holiday. Guys, salute to you all. We have breaking news about the Tate brothers. They have been officially charged with GRAPE and human trafficking in Romania. I'm going to get into the details of that. I'm going to get into the history of the situation as well and get you up to speed on what is currently going on right now, or the current situation. I want your points of view. I'm going to critique some videos. But guys, sit back, hit that like button. Salute to you all. Positivity is definitely coming your way. I hope all is well with you and yours. Let me get to the chat real quick for a couple of minutes. Let me see who's in the building. We got Camel in the building. Salute to you. We got Ameka in the building. Ameka in the building. Salute to you. We got Conservative Supreme. Salute, man. Thank you so much for coming through. We got Damn the Luck. Thank you so much, man, for being here. We got Tatum. Thank you so much. Positivity is coming you guys' way, by the way. Let me see. Tatum says, wow, they are really coming after Andrew. Yes, Andrew and Tristan, who is his younger brother. We have Jay Harris in the building. Salute to you, Jay. Positivity is coming your way. We have TEC in the building. Salute to you, TEC. Positivity is definitely coming your way. We got Aztec in the building all the way from Australia. Salute to you, Aztec. We got JT in the building. Salute to you, JT. Positivity is definitely coming your way. We got Leander in the building. Positivity is coming your way, bro. We got Buffalo Mine in the building. Salute to you. Who else do we have? We got Bob in the building. What's up, Bob? Positivity is coming your way, Bob. I hope all is well with you and yours. We got Rocco in the building. We got already said JT. We got Seven Steel in the building. Salute to you, Seven Steel. We got Thiele in the building. Salute to you. Says we'll be watching the videos where Tate literally I'm sorry, what? Oh, will we be watching the videos where Tate literally admits and explains how he committed his crime? Thiele, you can feel free to call in. I'm unaware of what you are talking about, but you're free to hit the StreamYard link. It's right there in the chat. Who else do we have in the building? We have Ashley in the building. Salute to you, Ashley. Positivity is coming your way. We got Regular Degular We got Mr. S in the building. Alhamdulillah. Says, I just left the county court. Nowadays, it feels like strong men can be vindicated for just being strong, masculine men. Yeah. The Western Hemisphere has, I hate to say it, man, figuratively and sometimes even literally castrated men, strong men. We got Builder in the building. Salute to you, Builder. Says, I voted no. This is sick, and you can tell the woke liberal agenda must be influencing Romania. Definitely. I totally agree with you on that. Let's see here. Right Jazzy is in the building. Thank you so much, Right Jazzy, for coming in for today. Let me see who else is in the building. B Magic is in the building. Positivity is coming your way, B Magic. We got, let me see, Mama Red in the building. Salute to you, Mama Red. Mama Red says, what's good, CT? Black Baron says, it's spreading. Yeah, it's spreading. No Guarantee says, first Kevin Samuels, now the Tates. First KS, now the Tates. Not is that KS as in Kevin Samuels, or is that okay? Yeah, Kevin Samuels, now the Tates. Pattern recognition. Let me see here. Thank you for that $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. No guarantees, man. Really, and I mean really do appreciate that. Let me see who else do we have in the building, guys. As we all know, Andrew Tate on April 11th, 2022. There was a man who called the U.S. Embassy to report that his former girlfriend, who was an American, who is an American citizen, was being held captive in the Tate's home in Romania. So the Romanian police raided the home, and they also raided a nearby studio also belonging to the Tate brothers, and they discovered 4 women. 2 of the women were American and 2 were Romanian. They told the police that they were being held against their will. This sparked an investigation into human trafficking. The 2 brothers were interrogated and released. Now that was April 11th, 2022. Now on December 2022, December 29th, 2022, the police arrested Andrew and Tristan Tate they arrested Andrew and Tristan and 2 women. The 4 were suspected of human trafficking and creating or forming a organized crime syndicate of sorts, right? They were held for 24 hours in pre-detention or pretrial detention. The judge prolonged the detention for 30 days. The Tates appealed the extension, but the appeal was rejected on January 10th. January 7th, one of the Tate lawyers said that the defense team did not obtain a copy of the evidence presented by the prosecution to the judge. The lawyer also said that the Tate brothers, Andrew and Tristan, had not been given an accurate translation. That was a big problem as well, because obviously they don't speak Romanian. They're English speakers. They've lived in the UK for quite some time in their, I believe, adolescent up into adult. They were born in America. But the lawyer said that the Tate brothers had not received or been given an accurate translation during the hearing. The lawyer also requested the opportunity to confront the accusers in court, like how we can do in America. Andrew Tate, during this time, went into the hospital as well. For all of you who don't remember, 2 of the women who live with the Tate brothers had publicly defended them, and 2 more, who are a part of the 6 alleged victims identified by the DIICOT, had denied that they were victims. Pay attention to that. Fast forward to January 20th, a Romanian court extended the brothers' pretrial detention until February 27th. The court's reasoning was based on a desire to safeguard the investigation and avoid the Tates leaving the country. Fast forward to January 25th, 5 days later, while being taken for questioning at Romania's organized crime unit, Andrew said the case against him was empty and told reporters that they know we had done nothing wrong. Fast forward to February 1st. He appealed the decision to extend his detention. The appeal was rejected by the court of appeal. On that very same day, a woman named Tina Glandian, an attorney who has previously represented Chris Brown, Mike Tyson, was added to the Tate's legal team. She released a public statement alleging that the situation constituted a violation of international human rights. Pay attention to that as well. We got Abdul in the building real quick. Says, further proof, America is a matriarch. We need Sharia law. I'm going to bring you up in a minute, Magic. Just hang tight, okay, brother? Thank you so much, Abdul, for this super chat. Really appreciate that. Now, let's fast forward to February 20. I'm giving you like a series of events, by the way, okay? So leading up to what's going on. On February 21st, a Romanian judicial institution once again prolonged the detention of the Tate brothers for an additional 30-day period. Fast forward to March 14th, their petition for bail was refused for a third time. On March 29th, their detention period was lengthened or extended up until April 1st or April 2nd. Now, go back a few days. On March 31st, I think it's Bucharest. I can't pronounce this name. It's Romania. The Bucharest Court of Appeal overturned the previous court's decision, transitioning the brothers' pretrial detention to house arrest, initially set until April 29th. It was later extended into the end of May. On June 13th, which was a few days ago, the DIICOT adjusted the charges for human trafficking to human trafficking in continued form, a more serious charge, by the way. So they upped the charge enhancement. One additional victim was identified, bringing the total count to 7 females now, supposedly. Now, today, the 4 accused, the Tate brothers and the 2 women, were indicted on charges of GRAPE, human trafficking, and forming an organized crime group to sexually exploit women. Obviously, they have denied all the allegations. Let me read this real quick. Let me bring up B-Magic real quick. B-Magic, hang tight for a minute, though, bro. Let me see. Now, this is fresh off the press. Andrew Tate charged with human trafficking and GRAPE. He will stand trial in Romania. I don't know if you guys know this, but GRAPE, the sentencing guidelines for GRAPE is 3 to 18 years in Romania. The other charges, I don't know. Organized crime, I have no idea, but more than likely, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an attorney, and certainly not an international attorney, and certainly not an attorney in Romania. But I could only assume that the sentencing guidelines will be concurrent, but I don't believe that the Tates will go to the penitentiary at all. Andrew Tate and his brother were charged in Romania on Tuesday with GRAPE and human trafficking in Romania, where both will stand trial, according to multiple media reports. Damn shame. The right-wing former kickboxer, why do they have to mention he's a right-winger? As far as I'm concerned, he's just an American at this point. And he's being held against his will on scrupulous charges. But let's keep reading. The right-wing former kickboxer and influencer was arrested in December and has been under house arrest in Bucharest since. He's been held in house arrest until. Okay, I got it. Tate was charged Tuesday with forming an organized crime group to sexually exploit women. I don't believe that. The BBC and The Guardian reported, citing an indictment that names Andrew Tate and 3 others. Obviously, the 3 others, one being his brother Tristan and 2 other women. The indictment says the defendants engaged in human trafficking in Romania, the U.S., and the UK, United Kingdom. Romanian authorities just last week served the defendant's papers detailing upgraded charges. They are accused of recruiting women from social media, then exploiting them to create adult content distributed online. That is absolutely BS. I would love to see who these quote unquote victims are. We all know that OnlyFans is a haven for women to exploit themselves. I can't fathom how the Tate brothers, who are exceptionally rich, wealthy, global influencers, exploited anyone, especially in this day and age when women take photos of themselves half damn naked just walking to the grocery store. But that's neither here nor there. Charges include offenses against 7 women. Bunch of lies. The Guardian reported Tuesday. Tate and his brother Tristan have denied any wrongdoing. A U.S.-based attorney for the brothers could not immediately be reached. Tate rose to internet infamy after the former professional mixed martial artist was a guest on the UK version of Big Brother in 2016. Comments and videos have had previously made on Twitter, got him kicked off the show. But by then, he had already established his brand as a misogynistic, money-obsessed maven of masculinity, a persona he peddled successfully until his arrest. Now, of course, the word misogyny is going to be used to demonize him, and being money-obsessed is going to be used to demonize him and make it a negative connotation, I guess. But let's be honest, everybody in this society is money-obsessed. And if you are saying that Andrew Tate is money obsessed, then what about Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and all the billionaires out there? But that's neither here nor there. Let me holler at B Magic. What's up, B Magic?
How's it going, sir? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. So you just heard the news about the Tate brothers. What say you, sir?
I think it's a bunch of BS. As far as the lover boy, human trafficking type term, I think that's a bunch of BS because God gave everybody free will.
Yeah.
And we need to stop coming up with excuses to blame other people for not, taking accountability for their own choices and their own free will. Yeah. I can understand if these brothers kidnap women, put them in containers, then that would be taken away from their free will. But we all are adults, and we have responsibilities as adults to make the right choices and decisions in our lives. Yeah, life is about choices and decisions. You can't tell me that these women were coerced into believing that they were going to marry these gentlemen, flew to Romania, and got thrown into this OnlyFans type environment and saw marriage out of that. They had a choice to do whatever they had to do to leave. They actually got video footage of these women getting pizza outside of the compound, outside their mansion or whatever. It's not like they had a gun to their head. It's not like they were arms broken, scars. I mean, come on now. So I think this is just a bunch of BS. These gentlemen, they came up with a good idea before OnlyFans was even a thing. They were one of the ones that hopped on the cam girl train, and they made a business out of it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. They did it legally. It wasn't illegal. And, it is what it is.
Is this a witch hunt?
Obviously, because of the simple fact, there's so many cases of domestic violence or real human trafficking or murder, and they don't bring up right wing. Why they had to make that statement in that post if it wasn't a political agenda?
Yeah. What is the agenda here? What is going on here? Why did they bring the right wing up?
Okay, it's to silence truth. When individuals are real and they're actually experience life in the real terms, and they see all this falsehood of this facade of sinful nature and unnatural behavior, and they speak up against it, they'll try to quiet those people. They'll try to silence those people by any means necessary. And right now, with the media and politicians and celebrities, that's a lot of force to fight against. And right now, I feel like Andrew Tate is really in a battle for his life, and he shouldn't have to be, just for speaking up on his beliefs or the truth. So, you know.
Do you think that the establishment looks at an Andrew Tate, they see his meteoric rise to fame? He doesn't have a royal background. He doesn't really come from money. And they look at a guy like this and say, man, this is a normal guy, a regular guy. Him and his brother figured it out. They figured it out. And we can't have the masses of men figuring this system out. That's he has too much. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Andrew Tate specifically has, I think he's the most searched person on Google, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was at one point, he was the most searched, but he's always been the top search for the past few years.
Yeah.
So that type of influence, it's hard for them not to pay attention to that. They just can't sweep him under the rug because he's so influential. Like, he has so much of a presence onto social media right now.
So him and his brother talk about working out. Let's use exercising and working out. There are millions of people who have workout videos, this, that, and the other. But how is he so much of a threat that, let's say, for example, he's talking about working out? What does that do to institutions to hear this man talking about this? I'll give you go ahead. Or you want me to give you an example, right?
No, I think I understand where you're going. Okay. It's like, okay, some people on social media, they'll have their workout programs, they'll have their workout videos, and it would align to what you want to work out and your reasoning for working out. Andrew Tate said, forget your reasoning, because your reasoning isn't strong enough. It's not deep enough. You need to escape. You need to work out so that you uphold a certain image and a mindset to escape the matrix. He calls it the matrix. Everybody else is like, you need to work out to get girls. He's like, forget the girls. You need to get freedom. You need to be free, and working out will help your body and your mind get to a certain place where you will get that type of freedom that you truly desire. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I do.
Yeah, so he goes deeper than just the average social media influencer. He's actually trying to get people to think deeply about their life situation and how to elevate themselves out of the matrix.
Is he a danger to... Okay, so let's say, for example, McDonald's, right? Do you think that there are people, the powers that be, that work for, let's say, for example, the fast food industry? They look at an Andrew Tate and say, that guy is dangerous because he can mess up our gross profit, because he will have men. First of all, he'll have men working out at a high level. Then the men will start to shame the women for not being in shape. And a lot of women consume that food too. So now our profits are going to dwindle. Do you believe somebody in the fast food industry thinks like this? And is he on somebody's radar just in the fast food industry?
By him being an advocate of truth, he's on everybody's radar. He's on the pharmaceutical industry's radar.
Ask you about the pharmaceutical. So,
he's on the medical industry's radar.
Go in on the pharmaceutical. Go in on the pharmaceutical thing for me.
So to me, Andrew Tate, you would think that he lives a terrible life. He really doesn't live a terrible life. He actually lives a healthy life. He lives a prosperous life. And when you live that type of life, you start to see the clarity of they're pushing all these pharmaceutical drugs on a whole nation that really doesn't need it. You just need to change your diet and get active, and it will handle a lot of these issues that we have medical wise. And depression, he's not an advocate of being you know what I'm saying. He told the story about, hey, there's people in Syria right now getting blown up, but they still gotta wake up the next day and go sell bread with no shoes on. So it's like our words, our terminology is really twisted right now. Trauma. Everybody want to say they have trauma in their life. No, there's people out there with real trauma. You have some things that you can actually handle, but you don't want to handle it because you're not looking inward.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what he's trying to get people to say. Look inward, be strong from the inside, and then everything else will probably work itself out. And just that right there, that message right there of you looking inward and dealing with yourself. They don't want you to deal with yourself. They want you to give in the power to them so they can deal with you. Oh, you can't be healthy. We have to make you healthy. You know what I'm saying?
I heard him talking about depression, and everything you said is pretty much what he's saying. You're CEO of a pharmaceutical company that distributes depression medication. You go on the internet and you hear this kid, he's 35 years old, he's young, him and his brother, they're good looking, they're in shape, and they're basically saying F depression. Depression is all in your mind. Like you said, there are people in Syria, there are people in obviously the Ukraine, there are people all over the planet that are going through, atrocities right now.
Real atrocities.
That are going through. There are people who don't even have electricity, people who don't have running water, people who are living in banana republics, and you're crying because you have to go to a 9-to-5 in America. You don't like your boss in America. And so you're a C-suite executive, you're a stakeholder in a company. I could see somebody saying that this guy is a global threat. I could see it. And I could see somebody saying, we got to stop this guy. What about his take on fat women or women? It's almost, go ahead. What about that?
Okay.
Smitty, get on camera for me, buddy.
So me, I'm a firm believer that it's in woman's innate intuition to want to be beautiful.
Yeah.
And not just beautiful for themselves, but beautiful for the opposite species, opposite gender, the man. And I don't understand how we got to the point where we thought busted and disgusting was beautiful. I don't know how us as a society started to accept that, but this is the first time in history you could be busted and disgusted and be accepted.
Yeah.
I've read about history. I've watched documentaries. I've known about every every major civilization. And nobody who was busted and disgusted got praised. Even if you were busted and disgusted and you had some type of power, they will alter your image. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of them pharaohs was busted and disgusted, but they didn't allow their image to be out there like that.
So go into detail real quick about who would have interest in women being fat.
Women make up 80% of the consumer market. So if women had let themselves go the way that they have throughout these decades, and majority of the women are overweight and they became comfortable being overweight, then you're going to market to an overweight woman because they're already comfortable. They comfortable in their skin. Because if they wasn't comfortable, they would do something about it. But because they're not doing anything about it, obviously they can live within comfort of being who they are if they're overweight. So if majority of the women are overweight, we're going to market to those women because they're going to spend the money.
And Zinga says, my husband says, don't trust fat people. They are gluttonous, overindulgent, and have a lack of self-control. All of those are bad characteristics or bad character traits. You everywhere I go now, Be Magic, I go into Target, I go into Wally World, aka Walmart. I've gone into the malls. I see women the size of houses in advertising. I see bigger clothes now. The people who are marketing this, they know that there is a change or a paradigm shift. Women, listen, it's easy to be fat. It's easy to be overweight. It's easy not to work out. Trust me, I know. Yesterday, I ran about 15 miles. I'm capping about 10 miles, but it felt like 15. Yesterday, I ran about 10 miles, and I said, man, it would have been so easy just to stay in the house and just lay on my side and watch in streaming services, right? But I got out there. A company sees Andrew Tate, and they say, man, this dude he's telling men to have standards to the point where the women around them have to have standards. That might mess us up here. We might have to do it. So do you think that their clothing industry is out to get Andrew? I think it's a conspiracy to get this man thrown under the bus for some reason. But do you think the clothing industry is in on this?
I would not say it's a conspiracy because the evidence is obvious. The global world is out to get Andrew Tate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a modern society that you can go to, and there's not an opinion about them. So, and I'm gonna say this. I actually feel sad for him because all he did was be himself.
Right.
If you actually studied Andrew Tate, this is just who he's always been.
Yeah.
He's always been a strong individual from the inside out. And he's just not talking. Some guys that get on social media and they try to become influencers and they're just talking. There's a lot of talk. Yeah. But he has a life of action. He has a life of building up himself. He's always cared about fitness. He's always cared about being a strong individual, having your opinion and all this. And this is just who he is. And I just feel sad for the brother because we can't be ourselves now. It's like it's getting to the point you really truly cannot be yourself, even in your own I'm not going to say mediocre, but average lifestyle. You have to watch what you say. Even at your current job, whatever position you in, you have to watch what you say because the media has brainwashed people so bad that obvious statement can be twisted.
Yeah,
they brainwashed people to twist even obvious statements.
The feminists, the corporations, government. Who is his biggest enemy? Him and his brother. I think it's the feminists. I think it's feminism because he's spoken out against feminism. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So to me, I think all those movements, everything that you're thinking of is under one umbrella. And I think it's the communist umbrella because it all comes from their playbook to destroy families, to destroy marriages, to empower people with hatred. We got to understand that the feminist movement wasn't an evil entity to begin with. It became evil, just like a lot of movements became evil because it was propagandized and it was talking points that was pushed into those movements.
Yeah,
there were some women that were disadvantaged, and they did need help. I'm not going to say it's a majority, but it were some women, and they did need help.
Yeah,
we got to remember that the Republican Party was the one that was pushing for women's rights to begin with, and they had a good intention behind it. But just like a lot of these good intentions throughout history, it gets manipulated. It gets taken over by the wrong type of people, and then bad things happen. I think if you come in against anything that is a part of the communist agenda, you are an enemy. You're just an enemy.
But are influencers going to be public enemy number one in the future? Because it seems like a social media influencer has the ability to change the paradigm. So are we going to be charged with thought? Like, I consider myself a content creator. I don't know about an influencer. I mean, I don't have millions of followers, but will the content creator, will the social media influencer be convicted? Will they start making laws like thought crime laws, like almost like 1984, the movie?
So if we continue on the path that we are right now on a social political spectrum, yes, rights will be taken away because they're starting to be taken away as we speak. Think about it. Having a biological male in a female sport, you can't take away a female athlete's rights more than that. How can you? Their rights are literally being taken away from right now. So rights are being taken away from. Speech is being taken away from. How come Elon Musk had to go buy Twitter? What is the reason? We all know the reason why he had to go buy Twitter, because speech was being taken away. So I believe it should not be, but influencers, social media influencers, will be the next celebrity image. I think that they will be bigger than actors. They will be bigger than any other type of. It's already happening now, but I think that they're going to have award shows. It's going to go the whole shebang. Everything that we think of as far as celebrities and actors and singers, everything we think of with them, I think social media influencers are gonna override, going to be bigger than that.
Why do you think Joe Rogan has never been vilified? Joe Rogan on his platform has talked about the very same thing. I have my theory on it, but what's yours?
So Joe Rogan he talks about a lot of things, but he never tried to capture the spirits and the minds of the people. He just put out his opinion and talked about his opinion. He was never trying to motivate, cultivate, and push people to be a certain type of way. That's the difference.
That is true.
That's the difference.
And he talked about aliens, quantum science, quantum mechanics, theoretical physics. A lot of people, the masses of people, they're not really into that, and that doesn't really change the paradigm either. Is his brother a what do they call it? A casualty of war, maybe?
I think that he is.
His brother seems. Go ahead.
He is. Okay, to me, what I've picked up, I think his brother is a casualty of the situation, but by choice.
Okay.
He loves his brother so much. He loves Andrew so much. He's willing to go through the fire with him so that he's not alone in the situation.
Yeah.
And it's by choice. And I commend him, because he didn't have to be a part of this. He could have just stayed quiet, be like, I don't want to be around you, Andrew. I love you, but I'm going to love you from afar. But he didn't do that. He was ride and die with his brother through thick and thin. And he's still, to this day, he's going to be with his brother, no matter what. If they throw them both in prison, he's going to be with him.
I believe it.
And I think that, I honestly believe they need each other. I don't think that they can function without each other, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Because even Andrew says Tristan has strengths that I don't have, and I have strengths that he doesn't have, and we feed off of one another, So
is Romania a left country?
I don't know much about Romania, to be honest. I never paid attention to Romania. The only thing I know about Romania, Michael Jackson performed there when he was doing his world tour. I remember the
Oh, really?
Bucharest performance, but other than that, I don't know much about Romania. I can't speak on Romania.
For people who don't know, Romania was occupied by Soviet troops in 1944 and became a satellite of the Union of the Soviet Socialist Republic, which is the USSR. In 1948, the country was under communist rule from 1948 until 1989. Obviously, the USSR fell, thus Romania became its own state or independent state. Romania was a part of the USSR. Is it technically a Western country? I don't know. I think Romania is an Eastern European country. Eastern European countries typically are more conservative, typically are more Christian, typically
have more traditional
values. I don't know, man. But I do feel as though these countries are, that's like a Baltic country, if I'm not mistaken. I think those countries are definitely heavily influenced by Western Europe. So definitely there's probably a lot of liberal movements in Romania taking place. I don't know. I'm like you, man. I'm at a blank spot when it comes to Romanian politics and the socioeconomic system over there. But do you think that it's happening in the Eastern European countries?
I honestly believe, I'm gonna say this. Yeah. Unless there is some type of uncivilized society that you're living in, if you have internet, if you have means of global communication that can reach the masses, I think the agenda is pushed everywhere.
Okay.
Right? You're going to find feminists and on every continent. You're going to find
feminists in North Korea.
Oh, they can't say it, but they probably want to be.
Okay. Yeah. I think out of all the countries.
Now, go ahead. I said every continent. I didn't. Yeah. So.
Oh, continent.
Yeah,
continent. Go ahead.
Continent.
Sorry.
Yeah. Like I said, there's going to be uncivilized or nooks and crannies where stuff isn't reaching. But majority of the time, if people have the ability to think on their own, which they do, because we're people, we think, and if that information is reaching them, there's going to be some people who's going to take the agenda. They're just going to take it because the agenda is sinful and has an evil purpose. And we all, if you know about the religious or religion or even multiple religions, humans have the ability to give into their flesh. So it's just easier to pick that agenda. It really is. Do what you want, say what you want, live how you want, be chaotic,
Progressive liberal movement in Romania have been gaining momentum in recent years. Increased social welfare. Progressive liberals believe that the government has a responsibility to provide for the basic needs of its citizens, such as healthcare, education, housing, environmental protection. Progressive liberals are concerned about the impact of climate change and other environmental issues. Gender equality. This is Romania. Progressive liberals believe that all people should be treated equally regardless of their gender, and LGBTQ rights. The progressive liberals believe that the LGBT people should have the same rights and protections as everyone else. Now, let me see. They have something called Save Romania Union. This is a political party that was founded in 2016. The Save Romania Union is committed to progressive liberal values such as social justice, environmental protection, and gender equality. Romania Open for All. This is a non-governmental organization that is working to promote tolerance and acceptance of LGBTQ people in Romania. The Green Party of Romania. This is a political party that is committed to environmental protection and social justice. It looks like, Romania is making inroads into more progressive liberal, I guess, policies, maybe. the powers that be, what do they want on a global scale?
I hate to say it.
Go ahead.
I believe the global scale, the powers that be, they want slavery.
Slavery. And
yes.
What kind of slavery?
And I'm talking about I'm not talking about like cotton picking slavery.
Yeah, you're not talking about chattel slavery.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that slavery. I'm talking about slavery as we control your mind, we control your time, we control every aspect of your being. We control your children, we control your family. That's what I believe. I believe they want to take away, they want to brainwash and control people. And to me, that's a form of slavery. Now, you could fight against it, but when it's like giving a kid a choice between a celery stick and a Snicker bar or something, you know what I'm saying? They're and we've seen this play out in Venezuela. We've seen this play out in other societal forms where they say that they're going to do all this great stuff. They're selling a utopian, they're selling a dream, and then at the end they get all the power. You don't have no weapons, you don't have no guns, you don't have nothing to defend yourself, and then by then it's too late.
I want to.
So you got to think about it like this. Let me say this: you got to think about it like this.
Yeah.
Now, people from these other societal failures, societies that failed, Venezuela or other communist type, dictatorship type societies, they could run away. But what happens when it's everywhere? You can't run nowhere.
Okay. Let me see. I want to address E Black real quick. Give me 1 second. E Black says, wow, they want equal rights. ... That is so mind-boggling. You know, E Black, you really are a bit of a douchebag to a degree. Not gonna lie to you. Now, E Black, I don't know if you know this, but in the early 20th century, Romania was a constitutional monarchy with a relatively strong tradition of human rights. The Romanian Constitution of 1923, the Constitution guaranteed a number of human rights, including freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and freedom of religion. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This declaration was adopted by the United Nations in 1948, and it outlined or outlines a number of fundamental human rights for all people, or human rights that all people are entitled to. Excuse me. The Helsinki Accords. These accords were signed by Romania in 1975, and they commit the country to respecting human rights and fundamental freedoms. So, E Black, again, what on earth are you talking about? A kid yesterday, while I was on my run, I was at the beach, and I was taking like a little walking break. Some kid walked up to me with a clipboard. Kid was about 20 years old. He said, "Can you sign this clipboard?" I'm like, "Well, what is the clipboard, sir?" He said, "It's for women's human rights." I said, "Women's rights?" "Yeah, man, they want to end abortion." I said, "First of all, women have always had rights. Last time I checked, nobody stops women from being oil rig workers. Nobody stops women from digging ditches. Nobody stops women from building skyscrapers. Nobody stops women from doing pretty much anything in society. We have a woman vice president." And again, what does abortion is morally wrong. So that's a whole different topic of conversation. He said, "Well, can you just sign it?" I was like, "Absolutely not." Because you're being brainwashed to believe that certain people don't have rights when in fact that they do. Women have more rights in the Western hemisphere than they do in the Middle East, than they do in parts of Southeast Asia. The kid was 20 years old. I didn't want to bombard him with a lot of, facts and evidence. And I just kept it pushing, man. He's just some dumb kid. So E Black, I'm not calling you a dumb kid because you're a grown ass man. But the people in Romania have always had equal rights. E Black, well, not always, but at least from what I've read, they did in the early 20th century. And I don't know about prior to that. And homosexuality may not have even been a common practice in Romania, E Black. So there was no need to have a law specifically tailored for the homosexual community in Romania up until recently. E Black, call in, E. Get your black ass on the stream. Go ahead, E Black. Then I'm gonna get Smitty in. Go ahead. B Magic. Go ahead.
You said go ahead, E Black. So I thought you was talking.
Yeah, you wanna broach.
No, I'm gonna let Smitty get in because he's been waiting patiently.
Well, you want to broach Smitty's comment? I mean, you want to broach E Black's comment?
I rocks with E Black, but sometimes he has his agenda, and he has he can be biased. So it is what it is.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And that's no fault to him. I mean, a lot of people have their biases and they have their agenda and they have certain things they try to push. But, it is what it is. Everybody has an opinion. That's his opinion. My thing about it is we got to understand that a lot of things are just propagated. It's so much pushed. This brainwashing is so deep. It's very deep. Especially, it's so deep, it's reaching children. When it reaches the children, it's deep. It's strong when you got, 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds talking craziness. It's deep. So nobody's oppressed. Nobody here in America is oppressed. We got to stop this oppressive narrative that women are being oppressed. Certain cultures are being oppressed. We have the rights and abilities to rock out however we want to rock out. It's the only nation in the whole world right now where people are sacrificing their lives, sacrificing their children's lives to try to get over here and cross this border. You think they just doing that out of they know what's going on over here. They know how they can rock out once they get over here. Now, are they going to be, Bill Gates? No, we're not saying that. But they can have a better life as whatever place they came from. We know that's what's up.
Let's be completely honest. Smitty, what say you about the official GRAPE and human trafficking indictment and trial that will take place of Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate? Go ahead, sir.
May I have am I coming through clear?
Yeah, you good, Chief.
Respect, Magic, Mr. Magic. What's up, bro? Can I have a quick moment of clarity with you, CT? Real quick for I answer.
Go ahead.
CT, I just want to thank you for enforcing your rules and regulations on your show. I am a huge potty mouth, and you're helping me build some discipline that I normally have a hard time doing. So I just want to thank you for that, bro. Like,
trust me, man. I know all about it. I like cursing too.
Yeah, so I appreciate it, man. Like, it's helping me build a new level of discipline. But let's move on.
Go ahead, sir.
When it comes to the indictment, so I mean, I'm kind of coming in like I didn't really see whatever video you played and stuff, but I'm just saying, what is the evidence? Indictments are based upon evidence. Is there anything? Like what does the indictment say? You listen, because I know about this. Usually when there's an indictment, they tell you what the indictment is based on, new findings, discoveries. What is the discovery? What happened that now he's indicted? I can't even, you see, because that's going to base my answer. That's how I'm going to swing on it.
I don't know about Romanian jurisprudence. I don't know how their courts
right.
But
so you're saying it's possible that they can just indict him and it's nothing.
That's what it appears to be from my perspective.
Got you.
And that's why an American lawyer is basically saying that this is a human rights violation going on. But go ahead.
Right. I would say to that, look, it is very true that I do see, I don't care who you are, as far as white, black, whatever. Think about it. Dr. Jordan Peterson, he's gotten the same type of scrutiny before and stuff. Remember, he was speaking out at the colleges and stuff about a woman as a woman. He got a lot of, so my point is, it's not the first time, it won't be the last. The fact is that we do see that there is a constructed organization that is hell-bent, and I use hell very firmly, hell-bent on making sure that men are not in the position that they should be societal wise. Why? Because we all know that any war general, anybody who's ever taken over a village, whatever, they don't come and slaughter the women and children first. No, they take down everybody that has anything from a sword to a daggone rake in their hand first. Then they start going through the huts and finding who's hiding under what cot.
Keep it real.
But that's my point. So anytime that you want to make sure that a society is as weak as possible, you make sure anytime the strongest of you stand up and speak, we will tie you to the horses in front of everyone. And we will show them this is what we do to your strongest.
So is this a modern day lynching, a modern day, what do they call it, buck breaking?
I would say so, sir. Yeah. I mean, just to keep it in layman's term, yes. Let's just call it that. Yes. For layman's term's sake. Yes.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
But so me, I don't really keep up with Tate too much outside of when, he's in the news, like going in jail, coming out of jail, BBC, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Special interviews. I don't follow them because I don't know. Like a lot of these guys, even Brother Samuels, you know, live in paradise to the black man. Even him. I got attracted to him not because he was teaching me something new. I got attracted to him because I'm like, finally, somebody who's saying what I've been known all this time. I've been knew all these things. So, folks like them, I don't really follow them too much, but I do like to hear what they have to say from time to time because it is very refreshing to just hear a man speak and stand on his morals and principles and values. That's refreshing. That's being lost.
Yeah.
So when it comes to him and his brother, I will give it to his brother. You're right about that because his brother could just be on the sidelines. That's true love right there. Right there, that's raw dedication. And again, it only honestly adds to their value of their character and how I view them, bro.
Yeah.
You're going to go through something. No one on planet Earth has a testimony without going through the first 4 letters of that word.
Yeah.
You have to. It's the only way to have the money behind it. Because you got to go through them first 4 letters. And honestly, he's being tested to the highest degree. And so far from what I'm seeing, no matter if I agree with him or not, I have to respect that man because he has not wavered yet.
Right.
No matter what's come his way, I got to respect that. I digress. My mic is muted. Whatever questions you got.
If the trial, if he's acquitted, him and his brother, if they are acquitted, will this make him
legend?
A legend.
Absolutely. Legend. Okay. You might as well change the cover, take off Will Smith, do the exact same position and pose, and just put Tate there.
Okay. What about you, B Magic? What do you think?
I honestly, to me, I'm afraid if he gets off. I mean, not get off, but if he wins this case, because of the simple fact, they're not going to give up. They're not going to let this man stand. They're going to try to take him down by any means necessary. Because I know him. If he wins this case, he's going to continue to talk the way that he's talking. He's going to continue to have that truth. He's going to grow his platform. He's going to try to capture more minds and spirits and hearts of men and get them to be more masculine. He's not going to stop. So they're going to come after him even harder. I don't know what they're gonna do or how they're gonna do it, but they're gonna try.
Will he be indicted in the States?
Honestly, I don't think they got no evidence, no real evidence.
Yeah. Okay.
It's almost like a.
I would like to know who are these phantom women.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
And I want to know their story. Let's hear. I want to hear what they really have to say. I want to hear how they was used and abused and done dirty to get out here and show their body in front of the world and get men to give them money. I want to know how they was controlled.
CT, you also have to remember too, in court, it is not called below a reasonable doubt. It's not even called a reasonable doubt. It's beyond reasonable doubt. And so far, there is nothing there that really is going to stick. It's just going to be an awesome trial date. It's just going to be one of those. It's going to get the headlines. It's going to get the coverage. But at the end of it all, Tate is going to Johnny Depp himself, smooth up out of there, taking pictures and smiling and all of that. And, I mean, unless because I don't keep up with it too much. I just see what pops up on my algorithm. But from what I know of court, I've seen situations. I'm not comparing. I've seen dudes. You swore like, man, he about to sit. Man, it was two things. Go ahead. And I do believe that Tate does.
Is he breaking up? I can't hear him.
Yeah, he froze.
Gary says, there is no case. He has not been charged.
Am I here?
You froze, but go ahead. You froze, but go ahead.
My bad. I was just, I don't know where I got, but I was saying, basically, he does have that Cochran money. And I do believe that he is able to not pay his way out, but he is able to pay for the proper lawyers to sufficiently substantiate his innocence.
Yeah.
I would say that. I digress. My mic is muted. Am I clear?
Gary,
Am I clear?
Yeah, you good.
You said now. Gary with the 5 Canadian says there is no case. He has not been charged with anything. Gary, I don't know, man. I mean, per news sources, he's been charged. Andrew Tate indicted on human trafficking and GRAPE charges in Romania. Online influencer Andrew Tate, his brother Tristan, and 2 Romanian women, were indicted Tuesday on charges of human trafficking, GRAPE, and setting up a criminal gang, according to a statement from the Romanian prosecutors. This is from the Romanian prosecutor. So he's been charged. I don't know, Gary. I think Gary, he was officially charged today, Gary. Yeah.
CT. Let me say one thing real quick. All right. One thing I noticed. All right. So let's think about this. R. Kelly. All right. Whether he's innocent or not.
He's good.
One thing I do notice before he went to prison was shown. Like, what was the name of that episode, that little series before he went to prison?
What was the name of it, guys? Help me out here because
Surviving. So my point is, him being in prison, at least before he even went, we at least saw like they were showing women saying this, saying that, documentation. My whole thing is, where's the surviving Andrew Tate? If you want, you see what I'm saying? Like, where is it? Because I'm telling you now, if they really had these women, they would be plastered everywhere, boo-hooing, sobbing on shoulders of talk hosts and everything else. Where are they? Yeah. Where's the surviving tape footage before court? Because they try to do. They want to show that beforehand to get you, wooed over to that section.
Yeah,
they want to show you as much as possible before going to court. I digress. My mic is muted. DMC Angel.
Smitty.
Yeah, what's up?
You're right because.
Hey, Smitty. Hey, everyone. Happy Tuesday.
You're right, Smitty, because Bill Cosby. What was the guy's name? Weinstein from the movie.
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
All of them had
all these women came out.
pre-accusations.
It was, yep, absolutely. DMT, you were waiting
Yep.
in the back, man. What say you, sir, about the official indictment of the Tate brothers and 2 other women? Do you think that this is there's some sort of global agenda here to throw these 2 brothers under the bus? Oh, go ahead. You're on mute. Go ahead. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad Smitty just said what he said because he makes an excellent point.
He does.
This is a witch hunt. Number one, it's definitely part of a larger agenda. I'm glad that they got to do those interviews, especially with Valuetainment.
Yeah,
before these charges really come down, so we can get a full picture of what they're looking at. But to Smitty's point, they really haven't been able to find any women to corroborate these alleged charges and these stories, right? You know, Tate even mentioned how the BBC is making up women in articles, basically creating names, claiming that the real women don't want to go by name because they're afraid, which is BS. And they're creating fake names to paint a narrative about him in their own stories, right? I think it was the BBC's job to put together a story like what Smitty's saying, like how we saw with R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and the Weinsteins, put together that preliminary story to get the public to believe that they actually did these things that they've been accused of. But because they have so much of a lack of evidence, they called all the women around these men, trying to get anybody to bring dirt on them, anybody to say anything bad against them, and all of them refused, right? Yeah. So they really don't have much to go on. And I think they were coming up on the deadline to even press charges, like formal charges. Yeah. So they kind of last minute now they uniformly going to have something. If this is a fair trial,
which is probably not going to be,
go ahead. This should be thrown out immediately.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a fair trial, but I do think this is a part of a larger agenda. There are forces at work that do not like the message that Andrew's pushing. They don't like that he was, at the time, I think, the most searched person on the internet.
On Google,
right? That's not conducive to have a bunch of young men listening to what Andrew Tate is saying. So in their mind, they have to eliminate that kind of rhetoric. They have to eliminate any sort of traditional religious rhetoric that prompts young men to want to stand up for themselves, be productive, and not go with the agenda that they're trying to push now. So from that perspective, I think that's why they feel Andrew Tate is a threat and he had to be eliminated. Because if you and I listened to his brother, that was my first time actually getting to listen to his brother when he was on Valuetainment. I think he seems even more clean cut, sharp, than Andrew.
He's like the regal version of
he's
Andrew.
Like the more refined version.
He's like a 007. Andrew's like Rambo.
I'm like, man, how they're accusing this brother? So I think it's important that people understand that this is BS. There's nothing to substantiate any charges here. There's no real crimes being committed. Because I was wondering, okay, is they're trying to tie something to the cam business that he started? Is that what this is about? But apparently that's really not what it is. I know they're just kind of trying to poke holes and find anything that can make him look like a criminal. Like the BBC interview he did was a masterclass in exposing how biased the media can be. You beg the man for an interview, and he gets you in his home for the interview, and immediately you start antagonizing. And you're bringing up all these nitpick quotes and things with no context and trying to say, well, this is what you really believe. So I think it's all BS. If it's a fair trial, I don't think anything will go. I don't think this will go farther than a few months. I think this will get thrown out. But then again, we don't know who the judge is going to be. We don't know how Romanian legal system works. I think it's already silly they were allowed to hold them for 12 months. Was it 12 months? Without any real charges being filed. So
it wasn't. They weren't held that long, but
no, I think it wasn't 12 months, but I think it was a while.
3 or 4 months.
3 or 4 months. So
and they're under house arrest right now.
Yeah, it's like you shouldn't be allowed to do that. I mean, but I guess Romania has their own process. My dog's parents are from Romania. I'm kind of ashamed, but you just really hate to see it, and I hope they get justice. I hope innocent until proven guilty. I hope they get a fair trial. We go through due process. The evidence can be brought forth if they have it, and we'll see what happens.
Which give me a second. Which
when he said his dogs,
Black, give me a second. Which industry is, because I listen, call me a conspiracy. I think you have a delay, Black. Call me a conspiracy theorist, DMT. Oh. I do believe that there is some sort of global agenda here. Which industry said, "Hey, we got to get rid of this guy"? Is it the pharmaceutical industry, fast food? I really believe it's a major industry that there's some powers that be that said, "Hey, man, he might be a threat to our gross revenue."
I don't think it was pharmaceuticals. Well, it could be the pharmaceutical industry, because if you're convincing young men that being men is important, especially young boys, and the agenda is to convince young boys that they have identity crisis and they may need to investigate the transgender community and maybe getting a surgery and things like that. If he's prompting young boys and even girls maybe to change their minds on that could be a hit. But I don't think the pharmaceutical industry will be the one per se. I think it's the media. I think media and entertainment industry. Yeah, I think people that do movies, record labels, people from that community. It's not conducive to have a person like Andrew Tate being the voice of things, exposing what goes on behind closed doors in that community. I don't think he's a person that they would be a fan of.
You said media, but what about political?
I think politically, obviously, I think definitely the political class community does not like Andrew Tate. But I would think they would have to consult with the media entertainment. I think there's conversation between those two about, okay, how do we deal with this guy? How do we get him? What country is he in right now? What are their laws? What can we bring up on him to silence him? What can we do? And I think they had that conversation for months before they were able to.
And I know I'm gonna go out of turn here, but give me a second, Angel. Because I want Blacks to go. I mean, not Black to go, but DMT. One quick question: Is the indictment of the Tate brothers a human rights violation? Because and I'll tell you why. They don't speak Romanian, and if I'm not mistaken, in reading from that article, they're in court. These people are speaking blah blah blah, blah in court, and it's like we don't even know we don't even know what's going on here. So they didn't even have a translator for a few of the at the arraignment, the pretrial. We don't even know if they're going to have a translator now officially. So I don't know. But go ahead. Do you think?
Yeah, I think it definitely is a human rights violation. I think they said they had to get the transcript like 2 weeks later. So like they are in jail like 2 weeks after the trial, not knowing what was said or what happened. And I think that is a human rights violation. E Black looked like he really sad, man. I don't know what. I don't even know what he's upset about.
Like, what is he so upset about now? Like, what do you want, man?
What's up, man? What's going on?
What's going on, guy? Just to clarify, you said your dogs are from.
My dog's parents were from Romania. Yes.
Like physical, like bark dogs.
I have a Rottweiler. Yes, his parents.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that, because sometimes we speak with vernacular and people may assume that you're talking about your homeboys, your dog, my doggy. So I just want to make sure that we cleared that up, because that sounded a little ambiguous. So, but yeah, why are you guys caping for these guys? I'm sorry.
Who are you asking this question to first?
To all the Tate defenders. This is not a conspiracy. In fact, this is more or less consistent with a RICO case in America.
Oh, so you were there, E Black. You were there.
Oh no, I just read the indictment.
So you have the indictment.
You've read the same thing everybody else has read thus far.
Black, can you send me the indictment in the private chat? But I do got to ask you a question on E Black. Okay, so now we're getting into legalities here. A RICO is specifically in America. do they have a RICO in Romania based on the same type of parameters on how a RICO works in America?
Yeah.
Okay. So
basically, they conspired to run basically a prostitution ring.
Really? And that's what you read in the indictment?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. You got the floor. Go ahead.
If I mean, numerous amounts of content creators have covered this. Says it out flat out. They're using women for webcam business. Let's be honest. If you've been a part of the internet since the 2000s, we all know what webcam business is. It's professional prostitution.
So I guess the question to you, E Black, is what is it? So E Black, let me ask you a question. What is the difference between what? Okay, let's assume you're correct. Let's assume that they hired women for this social media or OnlyFans thing. What is the difference between them and the pornography industry then?
Contracts.
Go ahead. You got the floor. Go ahead.
And then even within the pornography industry, you still have prostitution. You have coercion. You have a lot of these things. I mean, you can read the text messages. He's basically manipulating these women. And he's gone out his way to say that he's manipulated these women. He said it on camera. I manipulate women to get on webcam, to make OnlyFans pages. Look.
E-Black, can I ask you a question? Let
E-Black finish. Let them finish. I want to hear this real quick.
When you're done, I want to ask you a question, bro.
The good thing about it is that there's a judicial system in Romania, and he'll have his day in trial, and he'll say, "Hey, I didn't do it," and he'll provide evidence otherwise. But the fact of the matter, to say that this is about the man or the Matrix trying to take him down because of his message, no. There are plenty of people who make the same type of content. Why aren't they going up for sex charges? Where is their court cases?
E-Black, if there were 10 to 15 women that were willing to go on record and with statements against Tate saying this man manipulated me doing this, I would believe you. But the problem is they don't have that. That's the problem.
Let me ask my question, DMT.
They don't have women corroborating these crimes. When you have a RICO,
yes, you do.
When Young Thug has a RICO, right? Young Thug has a RICO. We know the people involved. We know some of them have came out the rat. We know that he's done the things that he's been accused of because we have evidence of it. There are not a bunch of women out here saying that Tate did what he did.
Now, hold on. DMT, please. E-Black. Because I wanted to ask you this real quick. I want to hear your logic behind it, and you'll see where I'm going. First part of this, E-Black, in your personal thought, what is the difference between a pimp and someone who runs a brothel?
First, a pimp is somebody who runs a brothel, right? A brothel is what, a legalized form of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you also have pimping, which is, you have different types of pimps. You have gorilla pimps and you have regular pimps, right? I guess he pimped off.
I dropped him off, man. I don't know if he's eating sunflower seeds or not. I got to drop him off. I'll wait till he's done eating, man. Go ahead, E-Black. Go ahead.
The fact of the matter is that we all know he's being charged for something. He's being charged for something, and it's not legal in the place that he's doing it. Go ahead, and it may not be legal internationally.
Are you saying
he has a right? He has a right to his day in court to defend himself, but it's obvious. It's obviously based on that. Based on the indictment that there's a case. There are women who have come forward, and it's like the Tory Lanez thing. Y'all can't go to y'all don't just because a guy says, "Hey, I'm not guilty," the man is trying to take me down, doesn't mean that. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes look, y'all gotta sometimes let it. Go ahead.
Prostitution in Romania is not in itself illegal or criminalized. The decriminalization of prostitution in Romania has been controversial Some people argue that it has led to an increase in prostitution, while others argue that it has led to a decrease in human trafficking. So if prostitution is legal, or it's not on the books as being illegal, what did the Tates do wrong then, E Black? Go ahead.
If prostitution is legal, right? And if I understand, don't you have to
technically legal, but it's not illegal.
Oh, so it's decriminalized, like
decriminalized. It's decriminalized.
It's marijuana over there. It's marijuana in Cali over there.
Good point. Good point. Go ahead, E Black.
Let me ask you this: do you have to have a permit to do it?
It's marijuana in California.
So if it's documented and it's a contract, then it's okay. But if it's not, then it's not okay. So
that's why I said, what's the difference between a pimp and someone who runs a brothel?
Hold on. I just looked it up. Selling sex is illegal in Romania, as is soliciting.
Okay. What is that?
What are you reading? No. Name the source. Where is it coming from? Is this from your friend Terry on Facebook? Where is it from?
Okay, articles 210, 211, and 367 of the Penal Code prohibits all forms of trafficking and prescribes penalties of 3 to 10 years imprisonment.
Then why is the argument in which CT just proposed when he talks about some say that it's cut it down and some say that human trafficking is at a low? Why would that even be an argument? Like, that's not an argument over here. You will never hear an argument like that, at least not right now, over here publicly.
I guess the difference would be in Romania, right? E Black. Okay, so let's say you kidnap some women from, I don't know, Egypt, and you transported them there to Romania. And they don't know the language, they don't know the customs, and you're forcing them in this room in some Romanian home, and you are telling them you're going to have sex for money. That is trafficking. But if the women voluntarily came to the Tates and said, hey, I'm willing to be on OnlyFans and stay in this $50 million mansion, is that trafficking, E Black?
We'd have to see in the court of law.
Okay, but I thought you didn't agree with the system, but okay.
I thought so too, because I could have sworn I've heard E Black up here and talk about black men being, wrongly convicted here in the United States. And E Black, are you aware that Romania has the worst? I put a couple articles in the back chat. Are you aware that Romania has the worst when it comes to fair trial system in the European Union?
Really?
Yes, the worst.
Okay.
According to this, Truth and Justice, Romania is wrongly accused. Romania has the worst record for unfair trials in the European Union. I didn't know that Romania was in the EU. Wow. With the justice system mired in controversy, ordinary victims of judicial errors face an uphill struggle. I don't want to read all of this, but E Black, I mean, I don't know if this can be proven. I could probably look this up. But what do you think about this one article right here?
I just want to know okay, well, you know what? They have their day in court. If you guys want to cape for some guys who were accused of actually trafficking women, who actually admitted that they took women out of out of different areas, looked for lowly women, they actually admitted a lot of this stuff, and then they coerced them into making webcam girl videos and have pimps, have madams and pimps and all that type of activities going on. Look, if y'all want to die on that hill, go ahead.
E Black. What about when you cape so hard? You cape so hard for all the degeneracy in our community, though. No, I'm not coming at you. I've heard you quite a few times, bro. The things that I hear you cape for. Hold on, E Black.
Can we go one at a time, man?
Hold on. The things that I've heard you cape for, brother, that is clear, evident proof. And you make excuse after excuse after excuse. And you know it, bruh. So all I'm saying is, where is the objective side? That's all. That's all. We all have
So you
our
want
beliefs.
okay?
We all have
I
our morals.
objectively.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me
I
finish. I'm gonna give it to you.
You
All I'm saying is,
interrupted me technically.
we all have our morals and what we stand on, but we know how to be objective. Even if I don't like something I'm hearing or seeing, or what I'm seeing, I know how to be like, God dang it, well, there is some validity there. And you always ignore that completely.
But let's just hear E Black out. Let's just hear him out. Go ahead, E Black. Go ahead, sir.
I've heard enough. Go ahead.
Let's just hear him out. Go ahead, E Black. Because E Black could be right.
Well, first he needs to provide this indictment that he seems to say that he read.
E Black, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
The fact of the matter is, I objectively said, you know what's going on with these two guys? They've been arrested. I reviewed the evidence or some of the general documents that have been provided by the Romanian government. Pretty much, this is where I check out. They'll have their day in court. But for me, they're not a type of people who I want to actually defend.
Okay. E, hear me out for a minute. And I dropped down everybody because I hold on for a second. I'm going to bring everybody back up. Give me a second. The European Commission's Rule of Law report. This report provides an overview of the rule of law in the European Union, including Romania, because Romania is a EU country. The report notes that Romania's judicial system is characterized by long delays, high numbers of pending cases, and corruption. The World Justice Project's Rule of Law Index 2021. This index ranks countries on the basis of their rule of law, including their judicial systems. Romania ranks 67th out of 139 countries in the index. Okay? Let me read something else to you. Romania ranks 19th out of 27 European Union countries, according to the European Union Justice Scoreboard. The average duration for civil and commercial cases in Romania is 450 days. The country has a high number of pending cases, with one case still unresolved for every 150 Romanians. The country also has a problem with corruption in the judiciary, which can lead to cases being decided unfairly. In 2018, the European Commission launched a rule of law framework for the European Union, which includes a mechanism for suspending European Union funding to countries that do not respect the rule of law. Romania has been under scrutiny of the rule of law framework since 2019. And the Commission has warned the country could face funding cuts if it does not make progress in improving the judicial system. E Black, what say you to that, sir?
I'll say this. America has a system that that you can actually say that, is not on par with the same values too. How many people have you?
Romania, sir.
I'm just because the whole point is that how can we trust the Romanian government the same way we trust the United States government to do their job, to take the evidence, and if they have a bad history of it, I can't do nothing about it. They obviously had charges.
What I just read is these are reports from the European Union. This is not reports from Romania. So if the European Union, and they have their own task force that rate certain court systems in the European Union, if they're giving the Romania bad reviews based on data, then is it likely that the Tate brothers are not going to get a fair trial?
Is it likely?
Yes.
You can make a good case that they may not, but I wouldn't say it's likely. They could very well get a fair trial.
Okay, they could get a fair trial, but according to what I just read, it's not likely. Okay, so what I'm saying is that you're saying that we're caping for the Tate brothers, but in their defense, they are not in a country that has a great judicial system or a great judicial process. That's all we're saying. Can you at least meet us halfway on that? Gary, what say you two about that?
I mean, but to meet you halfway, I understand the point that he's in a country that he chose to be in, that he specifically said that, hey, I like Romania because Romanian judicial system is corrupt. You can openly pay off people, so I'm not going to care as much. And then when in retrospect, I could say, you know what, America's justice system is not is very corrupt and not as fair too.
But what does America have to do with Romania? We're talking about Romania. We're talking about what's going on in the I'm not trying to argue with you because we're literally talking about what's going on in Romania. We're not talking about America at all.
Why are you letting this man come up here and say he read an indictment that nobody's seen? It's not even on.
No, angry someone. He's going to send it to me. So give him a chance to send it to me. Give him a chance real quick. Hold on. Let's go in order real quick. Let's Angel go, and then let Gary go, and then Angry Stone go. Go ahead, Angel.
All right, so far from what I gathered of this Andrew Tate thing, whether or not he gets a fair trial, obviously the women will try to present his guiltiness them in any shape or fashion, like the Me Too movement always tries to do, the feminist Me Too movement, that is, because over the years people have come to realize that not all women's accusations are as true as the females try to claim it is. Like, just look at last year's case with Johnny Depp there. The media thought he was guilty of what he had said, what his former girlfriend said he did, but kind of find out that he won his case and he is getting more from, I believe, Amber Heard is her name, if I'm not mistaken. She has to pay him like almost $12 million, while he only has to pay her, I think, $1 or $2 million. But at the end of it all, there, but the whether or not things go in the wrong or right direction to Andrew Tate, it's always going to be a media uproar of anything, and the cancellation with cancel culture like it is nowadays there, because they took Johnny Depp off of the future roles, and now Disney is trying to get him back, but he's not really up for the whole Disney charade anymore there because of what Disney had did to him, and he just doesn't want to associate with the company that tries to cancel someone before the final verdict at the end of it. And last year or a year or two there, Bill Cosby was released from prison because the court said that he wasn't given a fair trial, but now many other women are trying to flock towards against him and accusing him of so much stuff, but I highly doubt that the trial will go in the direction as it first did, where he was initially served prison time. But at the end of it, it's just what the media will perpetrate and try to cancel someone before it's announced of whether or not Andrew Tate is innocent or guilty of the court of law there, because now it used to be like that, but now it's guilty until you're proven innocent there.
That's what it appears to be, especially in Romania. Gary, what's up, Gary? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. This is funny.
What do you think about this indictment today, sir? GRAPE, human trafficking, organized crime. Andrew Tate is not a mafioso. He's not a drug kingpin. What is going on here in Romania? Go ahead, sir.
I think it's a joke, and I'll explain.
Go ahead.
First of all, I didn't know that prostitution can be done through a camera, because I thought you have to sell sex, actually. So this prostitution charge is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was illegal to lie to a woman, because I know every man on here has lied to a woman to get a little bit of but now it's against the law. It's called manipulation. I know many of time on my own, I've talked a girl into my bed. So should I go to jail for talking a girl to having sex with me? I don't understand. Blacks, you are nuts to me, brother. First of all, you hearsay, no evidence, no physical evidence of anything that they've charged these guys with has been presented. There have been people that you don't know their names, we've never seen their faces, but you're being indicted for something that somebody said. And you think that they have a chance of a fair trial? It's impossible, number one. First of all, this will never go to trial because it's ridiculous. All these charges, it's all media related. I'll explain. Andrew Tate became more famous than mainstream media.
Keep it real.
Now, if you can, and we know everything has been drawn to the internet, most of mainstream media is going bankrupt, believe it or not. The CNNs, the MSNBCs, all these stations, they're not making money because of reporters that got a iPhone. They're getting more views. People on YouTube are getting more views than the regular news. This guy came out of nowhere and he got to 1 million subscribers in 2 weeks. It's never been done unless you're a Mr. Beast or one of these guys that are doing pranks. First of all, his message is not any new message. That's how men grew up in the 80s. We all learn, get your money, bring some power, women come. You don't have to force them. They come willingly. There hasn't been one woman that came out and said, except for the little girl with her boyfriend, and then we found out that was all a lie because her and the other girl conspired. How come they're not charged? They conspired against the Tates, but they're not charged.
I think there's 2 women that are charged in this in the indictment.
The 2 women that are charged are saying he didn't do anything like this.
Gary, you sound real low too, by the way. I don't know what's going on.
Sorry about that. I because my mic's usually really loud, so I'm trying to
you got
cordial with the brothers. But I'm just saying, the people that are being charged is the people that say he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
The people that are accused him, we don't see them. Those 2 girls from America that accused, no, one was from America and one was from some other European country. We don't see them. Understand? Then we find out that they planned together, but we're still accusing this guy of trafficking women.
Yeah.
Come on, E-Blacks. You're a smart guy. You know how it is. If they can lock up Bill Cosby for something that happened 45 years ago with no physical evidence, what do you think they're going to do in a foreign country with no real rule of law? I think the Tate's got in this problem. I think the Tate's got in this problem is because they didn't pay certain people that wanted money. That's how it works in third world countries. Sorry to tell you, brothers, I'm from one of those.
You consider Romania a third world country?
I consider them just like any other third world country.
Okay, go ahead.
Right, but
third world Romania is a third world country.
Yes, they're a third world country to me because if you look at their GDP, they're with the rest of the third world country. I know they're in the European Union, but what does that mean nowadays? They got no power in anything. They get money from another place so that they can stay afloat. Most third world countries are corrupt. It's all about money. If the Tates are willing to give them certain amount of money, they can walk. But the brothers decided, forget you. We're not giving you no money. You're not first of all, this will never go to trial. I'll guarantee you that 100%. All of a sudden, something's going to come up and then, it was just a mistake. Because I don't know in which life that somebody being on camera can be considered as prostitution.
You don't think so?
No, it's impossible. Prostitution is selling sex. Actual sex. Intercourse. Not somebody looking on a picture. That's why it's funny to me when they talk about, these are only fangirls. What are they selling? You're watching a movie and you're paying for it. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You say, these girls are prostitutes. They're not prostitutes. They're on the camera showing it off. And then you have a lot of dusty and thirsty dudes that are willing to pay a woman for not having sex just to look at them. Sorry, that's the new age.
So once again, I want you to repeat the fact that you think that prostitution only is about physical contact.
Yes. The exchange of money for physical contact. That's what prostitution is. I don't know, maybe in 2023, it has a different definition, just like now when you have genders instead of sex, male and female. Sorry, maybe it's the new age, and I'm a little old, so I don't know about the new age. But prostitution from back in the day, a man give a woman money, She gives him some sex.
Okay.
Fellas, I think we're getting away from.
Can I ask a question?
No, hold on a second. Hold on a second, Flex. Hold on a second, Flex. Go ahead, Gary.
No, Flex can go. Go ahead, brother.
Well, I don't got to order because Snowman was patiently waiting, and then
Okay, I'm good.
Go ahead, Snowman.
Well, first off, I'm looking at the definition of prostitution, and Gary is correct. Prostitution, noun, the practice or occupation of engaging in sexual activity with someone for payment. That's engaging, not sitting and stripping down or playing with yourself online or on a camera. That stuff's been going on forever. That's a cam girl is not prostitution. That's pornography. Those are two different things.
I thought the same. Did you want
forcing a person into pornography is not prostitution?
How do you know that? How do you know that anybody was forced into prostitution? Black, you're making an assumption now.
No, I'm asking a question.
How do you know I'm asking a question. I can't make an accusation because there's not been no evidence presented. If you look at what the media is saying and what the reports are saying, they're being charged with the exact same thing they were just charged with.
I'm just asking the question.
If they were in America, these charges wouldn't even be sticking because double jeopardy is against the law here.
Okay. Look, I'm sorry, you guys. Look, I actually have a meeting in 13 minutes, I just want to say this.
That you want to cut off the white guy, right? While it was his turn to speak, but that's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, the privilege.
Yeah, the privilege, right? You're the one always up here trying.
You know,
I mean, I listen to you.
Okay, brothers, don't argue one at a time. Let's just.
Okay, look. All I'm saying is, do not sacrifice your integrity to make a point and to cape for somebody else. Have some integrity for yourself. Review some of the things, and if you believe things are wrong, that's fine. But sometimes, if something's so blatant in your face, you got to call it out. And that's
you have integrity like when it was brothers getting charged with this stuff, like R. Kelly, or did you think he was innocent right off the rip?
I have my opinions about R. Kelly.
Like I said, did you have the same opinion of integrity, or did you think he was innocent right off the rip?
No, after I seen him in a video having sex with a 14-year-old, I kind of, jumped off that ship.
Can I ask you a question, E-Black?
So you thought he was innocent first before someone proved you wrong, is what you're saying?
Well, actually, in the chronology of the stuff that came out, the tape came out first. So let's just be real about it.
Well, you're the one that said that I saw the tape and then I jumped off that ship. So what ship did you jump off of? The ship of thinking he was innocent? I mean, see, that's the thing, man, is what I think is you see two white guys, so you automatically deem them guilty.
They're half black. They are,
but they look white. Yeah, but they look like me.
Oh my gosh! Okay, my brother.
Now, wait. No, Snowman.
What? It's the fact.
Now, no offense, man. You don't look like Tristan Tate. I mean, no offense. No offense.
No, I'm talking skin tone.
I know what you mean. The pause, by the way.
No, I am not built like them, but they have the same skin tone as me.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is E-Black is sitting here already convicting them because they have the same skin tone as me.
Yeah.
Because I've sat and listened to him go and cape for black people that have broken the laws.
Yeah,
claiming that they haven't. Have we not sat and listened to it? I mean, come on.
Angry Snowman, if the Tate brothers were dark skinned, trust me, E-Black will be singing another tune right now.
Absolutely.
Let's be completely honest. If they were dark skinned, oh yeah, they're innocent. Romania is doing them in a grave injustice. Let me get where'd he go? Where did Flex go? I thought he was just here.
Well, I can't stay on anyhow, man, because I gotta go take care of the kids, man. But I appreciate you, CT. What they were saying earlier, that's what all this is. This is It's a witch hunt. Look, Andrew Tate stood for, men bringing back masculine men, bringing back successful men, and bringing back proud men. He actually stood up against the media conglomerate. He gave them the middle finger, said he was not going to bow down to them. That's why all this is going on, if you want my opinion. Straight up. Because he was standing up and he was standing up for men in a society and a day and age where the matriarchy is and feminization of everybody, specifically men, is the top thing. We're living in a country now here in America where they're trying to pass laws to where if we don't, as men or as parents, accept our sons saying that they're gender whatever, if we don't accept their feminization of themselves, then we'll get. California's passed a bill where parents will go to jail for it. It's child abuse. They'll have their kids taken away. All right, you got men like him that are standing up against this. They're pushing back against that garbage, against that evil. So where is your morals on that, E-Black? You know what? The truth of the matter is the Tate brothers gave these women a clean, safe place to do their cam work.
Yeah.
They could have been in some hoe shack somewhere.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of wherever, Europe, because Europe is riddled with sex trafficking. People come up missing there all the time. He gave them a clean, safe place, and he gave them a contract to where they knew how much money they were going to make. What crime was there?
Yeah.
And like I said, these are the exact same charges they were already charged with.
Yeah. His gut point
of view. I see your comment. You know what? Give me a year, and I'm gonna make sure that my arms and my chest are just like theirs. I'm gonna be so swole you ain't gonna talk crap to me no more.
Do you have a chiseled jaw structure? I don't want you guys to think that I'm a homo. Do you guys do you have a chiseled jaw structure like Tristan Tate?
I don't know. I got a beard.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe when I was in my 20s, but I'm pushing 50, dude.
Okay, I got you. You probably did. I don't know, man. But you know what? They do look more like you than E-Black. I will admit that. And yes, if the Tate brothers were dark skinned like me, trust me,
E-Black would be up here taping for him left and right, and he'd be saying it's a racial witch hunt.
Yeah.
But that's all I got, man. You continue on, man. I'll talk to y'all later. Salute to y'all. Everybody hit that like button.
Gary, you about to say something, Gary, real quick?
When did talking the truth become caping? Can you all like this caping stuff? Just because you defend somebody that's talking the truth, you're caping? Maybe I'm out of the loop. Can somebody inform me when this happened?
I have really no idea.
Let Flex get in real quick. Flex, we've been patiently waiting, man.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I think we focused on the wrong thing, gentlemen. Men are direct, but women undermine. We just had a trial where we had a former NFL player have to kill somebody, and the brother lost his best friend all because of what a woman said.
Yep.
One man lost his best friend. One guy now has a body on him. No charges against her. We just had a boxer, Clarissa Shields, say that if she was a man, she would get the same attention that Mayweather gets. But no one says that women don't watch boxing. It's not on the men to watch females box each other. It's not on the men to go watch WNBA games. It's on the women to do that. Anytime it's something on the women, instead of taking any type of responsibility, they turn around and try to turn it back on the men. Andrew Tate is just another example of this. We all know when women fail in life, at some point, if they are 35 and under, they will run to the security of OnlyFans. We see it every day. We see it time to time. No one has to force these women to do these things that they do. There's women that quit 6-figure jobs every day to go do OnlyFans. There are women that have kids in private school that do OnlyFans. You don't need an Andrew Tate to get in your ear and get into your DMs to have you do an OnlyFans. They're just victims of the same thing that we're all going through. I don't know why this is happening, but there is a large push to get masculinity out and femininity in, and they're trying to force it in on us, whether it's through movies, our favorite movies, shows, gender swapping, whatever the case may be. We don't know really why this is happening, but we know this is happening. And if they can somehow get Tate and take him down for this, they're going to try and use him as proverbial. This is what happens when you go against the masses. Like, the majority of men still have the power in the United States. So why are we allowing this? Why? You know what? Every day we look on YouTube, we find out there's a man unknowingly raising someone else's kid. Was in the United States up to 40%? That means somebody on this panel is raising a kid that they don't know is not theirs. No repercussion for the women. None. None at all. But they want to try and take Andrew Tate down for webcam sex or whatever the case may be. This is outrageous. It's just anybody who shows any strength, any sign of masculinity, they're gonna try and take him down. But Andrew Tate is just he's a branch off of the Kevin Samuels tree, to where even if you take him down, someone else will pop up. The message has gone out. It's viral. There will always be another figurehead. He'll be a martyr. So it's too late. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. But everybody needs to get on the same page. We need to get laws changed. How come we don't have mandatory paternity tests? How come? There's
no mandatory paternity test at childbirth?
No. Because why are so many men finding out that the kid is not theirs?
Because I thought that was like back in the day, but I thought like now they do it like
no.
Really? I don't have any kids.
No.
I don't know. Wow. I didn't know.
40 chaotic. 40%. 40%. 40.
So you mean to tell me when I was in school and like a lot of my white friends who had red hair and both their parents were blind, it wasn't me just tripping like, man,
no.
Okay.
No, it's the milkman.
Yeah, I kind of thought so. Go ahead, Flex.
No consequences for the women. There's guys out there paying child support for kids that they don't even know is theirs. That they know is not theirs.
Can you imagine being a light skinned dude paying child support for a dark skinned kid that ain't? Go ahead. Or vice versa. Go ahead.
I'm just saying we need laws changed. All of them.
No, they just got to get rid of one law, the rape shield law. The rape shield law. That means we got to be able to put their names out there. So anytime a woman accuses a man, they got to put their name on the black line, just like how they like to put out the man's name just from an accusation. So the accuser should have to put their name out. And as soon as you get rid of that, you'll see this stuff end.
Perfect. Because you know what? We still don't know who the woman involved in the head coach for the Celtics who got fired over messing with that woman. We still don't know who she is. We always know who the men are. We never know who the women are. What's his name? What's his name? The head coach that got fired last year for messing with some of the interns of the GM's wife or whatever the case may be. We always know who the men are. We never know who the women are. Never. Why?
Because they use this little excuse. Well, if we put the women's name out, then women that it happens to won't report.
We need
Flex, can I ask you a question? Flex, can I ask you a question? I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Do you think that there's some sort of corporate interest in getting rid of the Tate brothers, like pharmaceutical interest, fast food industry, something,
I just think that, how they what they say about taxes, whenever you add a tax in, it almost never gets taken off the board.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's like this femininity wave that they're trying to incorporate into every aspect of life. And Andrew Tate is just so much the opposite of that. They don't want to see things go back to how they were, because women like to live in a little bit of a delusional world. Everything, but women don't want standards and everything's acceptable. Men want structure. Men want a plan. Men want to strategize. When women are in control, you see what happens. When men are in control, we have laws, we have authority. So it's just a battle right here, and we're going, as a nation, we're going more towards everything goes. That's what you're seeing. Okay. Everything goes. We have men in the women's bathroom and we have women in the men's bathroom dressed as each other. That's where it's going. If Andrew Tate succeeds, you're going to see more of a traditional masculinity type of man. That style come more back into prominence. If you get that, then those men will start enforcing laws that are going to resemble their mindset. So if they can get rid of someone like Andrew Tate, they can keep things going in the direction that they want it to go in.
Do you believe that if the Tate brothers were dark like me or his ghetto point of view, I think Smitty's dark skinned. He always has that green light on. Do you think that E Black would be taking up for them?
E Black would have E Black.
Yeah, go ahead.
He would have a shirt saying "Free Andrew Tate."
Yeah, I think there's some sort of light skin thing. And Gary, did you kind of get that from E Black? Like, I feel like it's some light skin, dark skin hate going on. Did you get that from E Black a little bit?
I think he's just so pro-black.
Yeah,
it's just everything else that's not black he's against, which is crazy to me because I thought he was a logical person.
Yeah, I thought he was too.
But these people, like, they're so in-depth into these things that they've heard all their lives that instead of really finding out and saying, hey, man, you live in the best country in the world. You have no problems. When you see injustice, it doesn't matter if it's black, white, Indian, or Chinese. You speak on it. Yeah. But a lot of blacks, and like him, they don't care about injustice to other people. They only care about injustice to them. And usually the injustice they're talking about is for criminals, not regular people.
I got to pick on Angry Snowman just one more time. Angry Snowman, this is your cousin. I mean, this is your twin right here, Tristan Tate. This is the guy that Angry Snowman said that he looks like. So, Angry Snowman, I kind of see the resemblance. All right, let me stop picking on Angry Snowman. Let me see. His ghetto point of view. What say you about the Tate brothers? Do you believe that this has been a grave injustice for today?
Well, first and foremost, peace to everybody on the panel. Salute to the chat. Love to everybody. Hope everybody's having an amazing Tuesday, enjoying this beautiful weather. Yeah, this is just BS, man. I mean, they always have to have something to fill up the news headlines. This is sensationalism at its finest. They know that this man didn't do anything. They know they don't have him on anything. They would have never let him out of the jail after 30 days if they did. They were able to seize him, freeze all his assets, and pretty much investigate however they felt they needed to. Isn't one of the ladies that is a part of his service, like his main lady, wasn't she even law enforcement out there? So, I mean, like, all of the connections and stuff he has out there is because of the liaisons that he has literally in the law enforcement family or community out there in that environment. So I think it's just a joke that they're trying to play on the rest of us, and they think we're silly enough to fall for it. But a lot of the sisters is going to be like, yay, take him down. He's bad. He wants us to cook and clean and tell our husbands we love them. Get him out of here. And so, you know, that will go on for a while. And after that, man, once they calm down, he'll be right back out here chilling, you know. And the next victim and the next person for us to target will be out. I just did want to say one thing about E Black, though. If he's guilty, why are the ISP and the platform providers not guilty? They literally let those packets of data go across their streaming services.
Keep it real.
All to these different customers. Like you had to, if I'm a customer to a portal for a video thing, I got to sign up with my email. So that's one ISP company. Then I've got to go across the web to different intermediary servers. That was the other companies. Then that's got to get back to his servers. I don't know if he got his own servers or that's hosted somewhere else. That's like 3 or 4 major multi-million or billion-dollar companies that's like in the dark that nobody's holding accountable for nothing. If he's going down, they got to go down. If they not going down, he didn't do anything. So let's cut the cap.
Is there a global agenda at work here? His ghetto point of view.
I don't know about global, but definitely Western liberal leaning agenda. I would definitely say that, where they want everybody to acquiesce to a certain way of thinking and lean to a particular way. You could definitely see it with how they got all these businesses with their ESP score. Is that how you say it? The ESP scores?
Yeah.
And how Biden's doing the Green New Deal. And that's a global thing. Like anybody who's doing the stocks and at all, you guys know that a lot of the electronic companies, the hydrogen power companies, they're all doing the ESP thing. They're doing not only here, but overseas. Like, I don't know if y'all saw Ford's commercial where they had the rainbow colored Ford truck and they're saying they're redefining tough. This is what it is. Adidas on their website, they had the Pride collection. I mean, this is just what's going on, you know, and an agenda is being globally executed, but it's only a Western leaning liberal agenda. Like a lot of countries are like, nah, we don't want any parts of it.
Were the women super hot? I mean, I know we haven't seen them, but do you think they were super hot though? By the way,
I don't know. There's some pics of some of the ladies. I mean, if they were allegedly in this, some of them are actually pretty beautiful. Okay. I would give them that. I would. If I was into that, I'd give up $20.
I haven't seen the women at all, actually.
The police lady, she's very beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't look like she was being held captive. B Magic, go ahead.
I've been holding a couple of things. So first, I want to talk about Andrew Tate. It doesn't make sense. The man is very smart. Nobody can deny his intellect as far as him having communication skills and how he understands history, how he understands the world. He's a very intellectual person. Why would somebody of a global sex trafficking, any type of ring like that, get as much social media presence as he did? Why would he put himself out there knowing that he's out doing the things that they're accusing him of doing? That just doesn't make sense to me, first of all. Why would you want to be the most searched guy on Google knowing that you have a criminal organization? That doesn't make sense. So that's one reason why I'm caping for Andrew Tate. It just doesn't make sense. It's not logical. The other thing that this gentleman just said about the liberal party pushing these agendas, we got to understand the liberal party in America isn't liberal anymore. Their whole agenda had changed. It's more progressive and it's more in tune with the communist agenda as far as destroying families and bringing down the United States government from within. So we got to understand that the liberal party that we knew and to speak up for the disenfranchised and all that, no, that's not what it really is anymore.
Thank you, Gway, for the Cash App. I just received that. I really, really appreciate that. I'm definitely going to get me a nice little upscale coffee today. I really, really appreciate that. Go ahead, B Magic.
And then another thing, I think the judicial system in America is probably, I'm not going to say it's the best, but you have a chance. But I think it went south when the law enforcement agencies and the prosecutors couldn't prosecute certain things. When this RICO stuff happened, it took away the ability of you actually proving evidence in a court case, and now it became subjective. Like now we just have to have enough evidence to suggest that this person did this or that they're guilty. And I think that that's what they're really going to try to hit him with. We don't have evidence that he did it, but we're going to have enough hearsay. We're going to try to get enough people to say that these things happen. And I think that that's what they just got our former president with. He went into that indictment with that woman, no evidence, but because he presented himself and he has a history of presenting himself the type of playboy that he was in the past or is, and the things that he said, that man had to pay what, $5 million to this woman with no evidence, no physical evidence of him actually accosting this woman at all.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that's the hard part of like leave it, like E Black say, we're just gonna leave this in the hands of the judicial system. Nowadays, this potent, evil, sinful nature of this communist agenda has hit the judicial system so hard that Me Too, that feminist Me Too movement is strong. Like, they just going off of hearsay. No evidence at all. No physical, no evidence, no videotapes, no recordings, no DNA, no nothing.
And just to piggyback off of D real quick, it's like he's saying, it's all going to be in the court of public opinion. Like if they can tarnish your character enough, they can just get people to stop doing business with you. They can get people to sway their opinion of you. They can get people to turn away from you who would normally support you. And if they can divide your support system, they can hopefully potentially destroy your base to be able to economically keep yourself up and buoyed while you go through this nonsense. So even if they don't get to convict him, if they drag this out for 3 to 5 years and take away a bunch of his funding and then, destroy his reputation in public circles, they'll feel like that's a win.
And then I'm going to say this. It's like Bill Cosby. I hate to say, that man got thrown in prison for participating in a well-known culture that was already established in the 70s. We all knew what was going down in them parties. We all knew the culture. You might as well throw about 100,000 people in prison if that's the case. That man was just participating in the culture that was there in the disco era that was going down and all them. Yeah.
Can I bring in a new argument here? Is it also because is society afraid of the black man's voice? I know, because nobody really broached that. Kevin Samuels, even though the Tates do look, they kind of do look like white. Well, they do look white, but they're still they have a little bit. They have black, but is it something about the black man's voice that society is also afraid of too, in terms of getting out on a global?
1,000% yes.
I don't see any white men condemned for their opinions.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
Go ahead, Gary.
I don't think it's a black man's voice. It's just a man's voice.
It's just a masculine man.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's got nothing to do with our color or nothing like that. What has happened over the last, I guess, 30 years, and I blame most of you fellas, you all accept garbage from women and all these people. I've not seen one of these guys that's been charged with the Me Too or anything like that actually really defend themselves. They just fall under the pressure. First of all, I believe R. Kelly was innocent. And if R. Kelly's guilty, every single musician in this whole world, rock star, rappers, all of them should be going to prison. Because all of them slept with underage women. Most of the women that these guys slept with underage, they lied about their ages. So, what is expected of a man is not realistic anymore. First of all, you have to be a detective, make sure the girl's not lying to you. Then you got to be a babysitter, make sure that girl is okay after you and her do whatever. And then next you have to be a saint. And you never did anything.
Don't forget you also got to be an attorney, Mr. Grant, and get her on camera saying that it's okay for us to do this before and after.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you very much, Mr.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy to me that the brothers of today are accepting this. Like, I know you all talk about this agenda, but there's not no real agenda. It's just people have gotten soft. They allow people that are not even real people, just sexual deviants, to become a people. Like we actually have an alphabet community, which is ridiculous to me. When I was growing up, sorry to tell y'all, gays did not get along with lesbians, neither queers or trannies. They all had their own separate fringe group. I know they all came together, but even with them all together, I think there's about 2 or 3% of people. I don't know why we are allowing, and I shouldn't say we because I'm not even a part of none of this stuff, allowing these people to say, oh, you can't say nothing against us, but we could say something against you. I found it very funny that a funny guy can out a straight guy, and that's not a problem. But if a straight guy outs a funny guy, he could go to jail.
Mm.
So when I see stuff like that, it's like, okay, we're allowing this stuff. Because if when they're charging one man with this, if men just say, that's it, we're not putting up with this anymore, we all quit, what would they do? We don't want to push the real power what we have. We think we have no power. But the only power that we can have is unity. But they got you guys brainwashed a little bit because they make you look at your skin color before you looked at the unity of men are men. I don't care what nationality you are, you're still men. Black men are usually, I call them the canary in the coal mine. Bill Cosby was the major canary in the coal mine. That we can bring up something that's not a murder or a armed robbery, something over 7 years. Everything supposed to have a time limit. So them allowing these women that 30 years ago, 40 years ago, that he gave me Quaaludes. I can tell you back in the day, we all did Quaaludes. It was just a party drug.
You did Quaaludes too?
Oh, yeah. we all in the 70s. We all did it. Understand? That was just, okay, you did a couple of ludes, you started drinking. Some people did other things. Understand? It was just normal. So somebody saying that somebody gave them a lewd, put it this way. Everybody that went to the party, hey, who got the lewds? Who got it? Everybody doing it. So them allowing these women to come in and say, oh, he drugged me or he gave me a drink. They take women as children. So I say, if they want to act like children, you treat them like children. Right? If they don't want to take responsibility, cool. Give them a wide circle. Because now I know there's a thing called paternity fraud, but it's a joke law because it doesn't mean anything. A woman could put a dude on child support for 10 years. He's paying, find out that's not his kid. He doesn't get back his money. This woman doesn't go to jail. Nothing happens. Sorry. Oh, I'll use the Smitty line. I digress my mic.
Let me read some of these. Oh, go ahead, B Magic. You got the floor. Go ahead, bro.
No. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Take
Coach
care.
K says he's so inconsistent. He hates the system, but doesn't question it for a second. In this case, talking about E Black. Coach K also says so. E Black is all for banning OF. Mr. S says Romania and the former Eastern Bloc of the old Soviet Union are begging to have some EU crumbs. Oh, that's another topic of discussion, and they are. And the Ukraine also wants a little bit of crumbs from the EU too. Let's keep it real. Mr. S says Romania, Bulgaria, Moldova are known to be heavily corrupt countries. Definitely. All those former Eastern Bloc countries are. Coach K says it is a witch hunt when they are accused of crimes without evidence over and over. Mr. S also says criminal courts require evidence that proves evidence beyond reasonable doubt. Family courts, just the allegation is the evidence without doubt. Mr. S says the Tate brothers get sentenced in jail. Believe me, men will rise up and riot. That's what I wanted to go back to. Smitty, will men rise up and riot if the Tate brothers are found guilty and sentenced to prison? You're on mute, sir.
Not enough to make any form of dent. So unfortunately, one thing that I see, and it was hard for me to come to the grips of that, but there are just way too many dudes that really cape. And I mean cape in the real way, because we like to throw words around. Nobody's really caping, Brother Magic, if you agree with what you see as clear as day, logical evidence and everything. So, for example, if the jury convicted him guilty or not guilty, are they caping or are they just, you see? So I look at things from an objective perspective, but will dudes stand up? Of course. Absolutely. But unfortunately, one thing that the powers that be do know is that there is nowhere near enough of us. They know the overwhelming majority of these guys are either too busy celebrating pride right now and or just I mean really true soft, and I don't want to even use the term mama's boy, but just dudes that really never came up around genuine masculinity. And these are the very men who actually try to shut the very men who are speaking up for you. You, that guy that thinks that all I got to do is just cape and kiss her butt and I can go ahead and get the cheeks. And little do you know, when you really stand your ground, it's just something about a man that stands his ground. They love it. I'll give a small example briefly, right?
Go ahead.
I was on Facebook, and so this one chick, she put up like this one thing talking about salad or something. But long story short, it had like all kind of ham, bacon, chicken, you know what I mean? Boiled eggs. I couldn't even see no vegetables. My point is, I'm like, that's not no salad. That's not a salad. See, this is why most of our people are obese now. She took it personal real quick and she was like, I'm not obese, and she isn't. But my point is, I said, why would you take it to heart if it don't apply to you? I said, this is why our people are obese. I stand on what I said. We're done here. I have things to do. That was the last thing I said. Long story short, about 10 minutes later, she's hopping in my DM with smiley faces and kissy faces talking about why you so mean? My point is that because I didn't sit there and kiss behind, and because I said what I said, I stood on what I said, and I said, okay, we good here now. Her response, you would think, see, a lot of dudes think, oh, shoot, if I say that, I'm going to piss her off, and they're going to, nah, bro, stand your ground. And that's what they don't want men to do today. And anybody like a Brother Samuels, a Tate, myself, whoever, if you stand your ground, from the highest of our names in profile to the everyday brothers, if you stand your ground, they will try to shut it down. So me, I don't bend and fold on none of it, bro. If I say it, I stand on it. That's it. That's it. You can feel however you want to feel. If we don't have the discussion in good faith, then talk to yourself. Go make a post about it. I'm out. But if you want to learn something, you can learn something. And I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of folks. They don't want to learn from people who have a mindset such as a brother like, Tate, Brother Samuels, and a host of others. I mean, a host of others. I'm just naming, I'm just trying to, but I don't go by that. I don't go by that BS. But no, to land it, no, it's not going to make no mark on nothing. Brothers are going to stand up. They're going to say a bunch of this, and that, and everything else. But I promise you, they know it's nowhere near enough. I'm talking about financially. It's going to be a lot of talk. It's going to be a lot of memes, a lot of posts put up. But when you're talking about real boots on the ground, like, nah, bump that. We are real deal right here. We're going to make sure that this does not happen. We are our brother's keeper. We are brothers at arms when it comes to protecting the legacy of manhood. Not enough will stand up. So it's going to be kind of like 300 Spartans in the beginning when they went up against Persia. That was a hell of a fight. But at the end of it all, even Leonidas himself was riddled with arrows. Even himself, at the end of it, they were real tough, but it just wasn't enough of them. I digress. My mic is muted.
I want to play some of this real quick. What's up, Bob?
Very well said.
Bob says, Smitty, please get a show.
Facts,
Let me
Smitty.
see.
Facts,
let's watch some of this.
The masculine youth of the world thinking for themselves. That's pretty scary to authority.
One of the biggest fatal mistakes any man or human being can make.
To chop my head off and try and delete me. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, that's very interesting.
And then PewDiePie was banned from Twitter for making a joke about ISIS.
So why did?
Oh no, this is from 9 months ago. I gotta go to the earlier one. Did you guys see this interview with? Hold on for a second.
When they was in his house, right? It was him and it was the other white guy that does the interviews. I forgot his name, and all three of them was at his house, right, at the table.
Yeah,
I saw that. I did catch a lot of that. I watched that. Yeah, that was real good. That was real good.
Give me 1 second. Black Golden Age says, Chaotic Truth Live, we allow these politicians and lawmakers to destroy our country because of feminism. Now we as men have to pay the price. Only we can stop further incursion on men's rights. I totally agree with you. What say you guys? I mean, I know you guys agree with this, so we talk about it all the time.
1000% spot on. 1000% spot on. Great point.
Usually at 5 a.m. because that's when they raid your house. I wake up at like 4:59. I just fucking shoot up.
Empires have fallen so much. From then on, Musk buys Twitter in October. He then reinstates you.
Correct.
In one day, I believe you get 1 million followers on Twitter. You're upwards of 7 million today. Every
Tarus with the $10 super chat says, play the clip where he openly brags about moving to Romania for having less strict law, for being less strict on the laws. Sure, I will. Thank you so much, Tarus, for the $10 super chat.
other accounts taken down. I think even Tristan was taken down off of Instagram. And then, you know, the arrest comes, the lover boy, all these articles, and Vice releases the hit piece on you guys. You know, they're saying what they're saying, and I'm sure we're going to get some comments on that. The initial 30-day lockup was extended twice, 92 days in the dungeon. We had a chance to speak with one of your lawyers, Tina Glandian, on February 24th. It was a great conversation we had with her.
So this is house arrest in Romania, huh? So Patrick Bet David went out to Romania. Guys?
Yeah.
He can't go nowhere. So like even I believe that BBC interview that was at his house. The lady that was trying to troll him, she had to come to his crib.
Right.
Yeah. I think everything that we're seeing interview wise for right now, everybody goes to Tate. Yeah. That also shows you the power. Like, come on now, bro. Like,
well, he is on house arrest, so they have no other choice.
Yeah, I mean, but not everybody just going to go to everybody like to fly out to him. Like, we don't know who these people are exactly, but I'm just saying, like, it really means something. Like, you got these big names coming all the way to your home, even on house arrest. You obviously are making an effect. Is all I'm saying. I digress. My mic is muted.
Eventually, you're released. You and your brother come out, and you specifically make it clear that you did 7,417 push-ups.
Correct.
Very impressive. You received letters from thousands of fans. You read the Quran on a daily basis. At no point was any charges, anything official charge. It was all allegedly.
So he's in jail for alleged charges, and this is what we were trying to tell E Black. Like, Romania, you can't. I don't think they can hold you in a United States jail for longer than what, 72 hours, Smitty?
Yes. You talking about before they actually formalize the charges?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 3 days. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. 3. Okay. I know it's like a certain limit.
And for the most part, almost anything I think for the most part that's not a M charge. You have a 7-year statutory limit. Okay. So even if they press charges on you, they even still got only 7 years before even that's gone if they don't press forward with it and get their get it done. So yeah.
And while you were away, a new star was born, Dylan Mulvaney, which I'm sure you're familiar with. From there on, a lot of comments were made. Comments of people that supported you, comments of people that didn't support you.
What is that drink that they have right there? I'm gonna look that up. Does anybody know that drink that's on the table?
It's sparkling water.
Oh, what about the name brand?
I don't know the name, but I know it's sparkling water.
Let me see.
I think PB just put his own stickers over whatever the thing is because it seems like there's another sticker under it. Maybe I might be mistaken.
Am I the only one that can't do the sparkling water thing? It's like it tricks me. It's like I think I got soda, but then it's not, right? So now I'm confused. Like, I just rather have water, bro. Like it tricks me every time. It's like, ooh, Sprite. No, it's not. Where's the no? Dang it. All right. I'm good. My bad. I digress.
Logan Paul said by 2023, he will not have a sliver of relevance, is what he said. KSI said Andrew Tate snitched on himself after getting racial by Greta Thunberg. Yeah. Destiny said Andrew Tate has been arrested for rape charges in a country he specifically lives in to avoid rape charges because he was beefing with a autistic child on the internet. I think he's referencing the great Greta. Yep. Matt Bernstein advocated to get you kicked off of Instagram.
Can you imagine that, like, you have other content creators trying to get you kicked off of a social media platform?
And he's part of the Blue Pill community, a big famous makeup artist. Yeah. Ethan Klein said, and that's why I call him Andrew, the human.
Ethan Klein, he's super liberal. I don't know if anybody ever watches Ethan Klein and his wife. I've watched their show a couple of times.
Trafficker. He sent me a cease and desist threatening to sue me for defamation for saying he's a human trafficker. Yeah. What else am I supposed to call someone that buys and sells human beings after their will? Tate, the human trafficker. NBC in January 2023 said Andrew Tate said he broke a woman's jaw and that his business was a scam ahead of Romanian charges. Yeah. Rolling Stone said, meet Andrew Tate, ex-kickboxer, red pilling the angry young men of America. These are people that didn't support you. Now, these are the people that supported you. Tucker Carlson, he comes out and he says on Full Send podcast, first of all, he's really smart. The spirit that animates Andrew Tate is very clear and very obvious, and it's not a malicious spirit at all.
Taros, man, what's up? What's the clip, Taros? You're on mute. I can't hear you, bro. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear you.
This guy.
Oh, you got it
in the background.
Okay, yeah, I see it. All right, let's see it.
In society is degraded Western society.
In Romania?
Yeah, I know you have black businesses and things going on there, but why there?
Because Western society is degraded and Western society is more corrupt. So I think the Western world, there's something that very much angers me about the Western world. I don't feel comfortable here. I don't like the way it functions and operates. I think it's the most corrupt, disgusting, degraded societies on earth. There's nothing left besides money and corporate agenda. And I like living in countries where, one, there's some kind of moral fiber beyond the dollar. And two, I like living in countries where corruption is accessible for everybody. So in Romania, where I happen to live, it's the most Christian country on earth. There's churches everywhere. People see a higher power beyond simply just money and government. They believe in God. That's another reason I like spending time in Dubai. It doesn't matter if it's Allah or God or whatever you want to call him. I like that. And also, I like Eastern Europe as a whole because corruption is far more accessible. I find it offensive that a police officer in England will stop me for speeding and then refuse to take a bribe and pretend that no, but I'll tell you why. Because he'll sit there and go, no, this is the law and order, and pretend that the law means something and fuck me over. But if you're a billionaire or if you're Boris Johnson, you can go to Epstein's Island. You can fucking throw parties during COVID. You can do whatever the fuck you want, right? So the whole idea of law and order is a lie. The whole idea of it's bullshit. It's just about if you're high enough, you can throw it all away. I'd rather be in a society where if I'm in Prague and they stop me for speeding and they say, bro, you were speeding. Oh, here's $50. All right, cool. Bye. If corruption exists, which it does, let us all play. Why do only they get to play and I don't get to play? So you live in England and they're going to come around and spout law and order at you all day long, but the elites, they ignore all law and order. It's always been bullshit. It's always been lies.
Taros, that was a good video.
So you said,
can y'all hear me?
Then you brought in Putin.
Yeah.
So
oh, you still playing the video?
Go ahead, Taros. Yep, you got the floor, bro.
I like to try to put myself in other people's shoes and other perspectives. And so as somebody who has a 14 and 12-year-old daughters, I go and I try to ask myself, what if my daughters ask me, hey, Dad, why are you defending a guy who started a sex can business in Romania? What am I supposed to say to that? How would you guys respond to that?
I could tell you. Very simple.
Guy who, by the way, the reason he started the can business is because he owed money to the mob, right? So he started the can business in order to pay off the mob, then moved to Romania because he was dodging charges in England, staying in Romania. Why? You just heard him, because the laws are way more lax, right? Like, how do you look at your child, son or daughter, and go, yeah, this is the kind of guy I'm going to stand for?
Very simple. Can I tell him how you do? Because we live in a capitalistic world. We know that there's
Not
corruption.
Romania, sir.
What do you think? Everything's about money. Until you guys realize that, you're still lost. Everything is capitalism. No matter, we live it here in North America, they're trying to live it there. It's all about money. And to say what you'd say to your child, first of all, your child should never even ask you a question like that if you're a parent. Number one, asking you how do you.
First off, as somebody with parents, you realize that the boys at their age, they watch Andrew Tate.
That's
it's
fine.
impossible to not know who he is.
Okay.
Through social media, everything. So y'all guys acting like, well, how as a parent does your kid know? All the kids know about him.
What did I ask your husband? That's not true. Okay, first of all, here's the problem. What I see with a lot of people that are talking
Happy
about
parenting. That's what that is.
Your child must know what's going on in your house, what's going on outside, and especially on social media where it's not the real world. You should be a parent. If you're letting somebody outside parent your children, I think you have a major problem.
You have a huge problem that don't have nothing to do with Andrew Tate.
Anything about parenting, letting Andrew Tate or any of them parent my children? I
Sir,
said,
if your children are watching his content, they are parenting.
No, I said, if I look, and how do you defend it? Because the boys at her age are watching Andrew Tate.
You started with your daughters, and now you're trying to move it to your sons to move the goalpost.
Did I not say ghetto? I simply said, how do I defend?
Why would your underage children be engaged in that content? Start there.
Because the boys at her age are engaged in that content.
Why are your underage boys engaged in sex ministry?
I don't have underage.
So then why are we talking about this hypothetical?
Okay,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
hold on. The host is trying to talk. Let him go, please.
Let's hear Tarus out. Listen. I'm trying to hear him out on this one. I don't have any children. Tarus has children.
Yeah, because
I don't think. Yeah, I want to hear this talk because ghetto point of view, you have children, right?
Yeah, there's no way I would be allowing my children to engage in that content. What are we even talking? Why would my children even have that content on their phone?
Real quick, ghetto. Before I go on, because CT's trying to let me finish my thoughts. Ghetto, are you saying you want to let your own kids watch you right now on these panels?
Do I get on this panel and talk about sex channels? What are you talking about?
We're talking about Andrew Tate right now. Would you let your
Do I let my underage children watch adult panels on YouTube? No, I don't. Are you serious? What's wrong with you?
Do you know if they do or not?
Are you asking me if I monitor my children and know what they're doing across my own internet service?
Right
Yes,
now,
I do.
If
Are you serious? Are you asking me if I monitor and like actually pay attention as a father?
If your child could watch you on these panels right now,
I just said no. You didn't listen.
Okay, well, I would.
Okay.
I know you're open with your children, which is why they ask you about sex channels.
Hold on for a second.
First off, they didn't.
Hold on, Tarus. Hold on for a second. Let me read the super chat real quick. Bob with the $5 super chat says, Tarus, come on, man. You tell your sons to get them. You tell your daughters to run. It's the way things are. Okay, Tarus, can you just kindly explain what you're about the situation with your daughter or potential situation? Go ahead.
Yeah, so I literally gave a hypothetical that didn't happen. But I said in a world, right? Because ghetto clearly missed that part. So in a world where my daughters would be like, because I let them watch me, because how dare I, as somebody who's trying to upload their real life version to the digital version as best as possible, how can I be like, yeah, I don't want my daughters watching my content or watching me talk to other men on these panels?
Hang tight real quick. Guys, hang tight. A good time. Listen, I don't mind you on the panel, man. But pour the beer in a glass cup or something. I mean, come on. I mean, oh my god. You and you're smoking on here, sir. I gotta kick you off. I don't allow smoking on the channel.
Oh, I won't smoke while I'm here.
Okay. Or you, yeah, please.
You put me backstage until I finish.
I'll put you backstage. Jesus.
Hey, CT, that was a natty daddy.
Yeah, I haven't had natty. I used to drink natty in college.
That was a natty daddy, bro. I know the can, bro.
Tarus.
I know the hood. That was a natty daddy.
Ahead, sir. Let Tarus rock it out. He's the only one with an opposing opinion, just like E-Black. I would love to hear him. We all are in favor of Andrew. We don't want to bombard Tarus, so just hear him out. Go ahead, Tarus. Go ahead, sir.
So, like I was saying, in a hypothetical,
Can you talk up in the mic too? By the way, we can't hear.
Can you hear me?
Mm-mm.
Bro, this is my new setup, man. Or trying to,
just working it out. Yeah, I got
you. You look great. You look great, Tarus. Look good, bro.
Hey, shout out to the panel, by the way. Ghetto, B Magic, DMT, Gary, Mr. S. Shout out to you guys. CT, thank you for having me as always.
No problem.
So, guys, all I'm saying is in a hypothetical, right? We need to stop acting like children live in a bubble. I'm so tired of people with kids acting like their parents don't, or the kids don't hear everything they talk about, as if the kids don't hear you arguing with your spouse, as if your kids ain't drawing cuss words during recess somewhere in their notepad. You see, the difference is, can I rock out, please? The difference is that I teach my kids the difference between entertainment and real life and that barrier. Unfortunately, there's not enough parents who do that. So yeah, they do let their kids watch Andrew Tate and some of these other clowns. I cannot control that. I also can't control what my daughters do once they hit school and they're around their friends. So this is, unfortunately, a lot of these boys at their age, they listen to Andrew Tate. And guess what? They are allowed to do whatever they want. I am simply saying, from this conversation, this specific conversation, how do you explain to your child that you are defending a guy who purposely went to a country with lax sex laws and corruption in order to keep his webcam business going? Like, if your kid looks at you and says that, what is your immediate response in that defense? That's all I'm asking.
Now, Tarus, who in particular are you asking this question to, so that 50 people won't start talking?
I guess Ghetto, because Ghetto wants to.
Okay.
Hopefully, Ghetto, we can respectfully engage back and forth. Man. I'm not trying to call anybody.
Can people just let them rock it out for a minute? Go ahead.
Sir, you asked several questions, and every time you asked the question and you didn't like the answer, you moved the goalpost. The first thing you stated was, if my daughters saw this. That was the first thing you stated. Then it was like, oh, well, what about my teen sons? Then you moved it again. What about if they're at school writing in their notepad? You asked me to talk, and now you're cutting me off.
Because you didn't listen to the original question. I said,
I did listen to the original. I'm literally reiterating everything you said.
No, I literally said, if your child saw you on here defending, what would your response be?
Sir, I stated, why would my child be engaged in adult content online?
And then my response was, because they see the adult content with their friends and everything through school.
My children don't have friends that let them see adult content. Maybe we should be better parents and engage with the parents that our children hang out with, so we know what they're working on and looking at and chilling at. When they all have a video game party, they should be playing age-appropriate video games. When they have a movie night or a hangout, they should be doing age-appropriate activities. Why are we just letting our children just raise themselves? That's why children are out of control, because they think they're our friends, and there's no borderline between of respect. It's like, yo, you can do whatever I'm doing at 13. Yeah, it's cool. No, my moms would have knocked me out. I don't know. Like, this new society is crazy. Picture me at 13 going up to my mom. Yo, moms, why you over there talking about X, Y, and Z with your friends? Blah! What are you doing? Get out of my conversation. My conversation, child. Have some respect for the line of authority. Get out of my conversation. Go back in your room and play with your Sega Genesis before I throw it out the window.
Ghetto, do you monitor your children 24/7 when you're at school?
You know what people
sounds like abuse, sir.
That's what would be said.
Can I respond real quick, briefly, please, to that?
Guys, no. Just please, let them two rock it out. Hold on for a minute.
Ghetto point of view, when you done, can I? Yes. I would like to say something after.
Okay. Just let Tarus and his Ghetto point of view rock it out real quick.
Go ahead. No, when they done, I got something to say.
Okay.
Ghetto, can you fix your hat? It's bothering me.
Nah, brother, this New York vibe.
Oh, you from New York, bro? Hey, shout out to you, bro.
Just you and Tarus, please, for the love of
But so my response, Ghetto, is this: there's no good, bad. It's just different. First off, I'm not gonna sit here and cap and act like I monitor my kids 24/7. I do not follow them to school. I do not sit with them at school 5 days a week. So kids get into a lot of different things. You should know that, because you and I used to be children. You really telling me that your parents knew everything you were up to? Come on, bro. That's cap. So
no, but the people in the community did. And when my People in the community saw me at a game acting crazy. They saw me in Queens acting crazy. They saw me on the train acting crazy. They'd be like, "Oh, I know your moms. I know your dad. Don't let me get this back to your peoples. Buckle up, tighten up."
Right.
Like there used to be actually a community of people that could address you and direct your behavior in better ways. And I'm not saying that happened every single time, but what I am saying is that to pretend like that wasn't going on in the community. I don't know what type of community you lived in, sir, but that was definitely going on in my community. Yo, if they saw us acting crazy outside, if they saw us doing stuff we weren't supposed to be doing, fighting, stealing, acting wild, tagging, whatever, like they could address us.
Okay, Ghetto, but I think you're around the same age as me, so you also understand that social media wasn't around when you
man threw his beer
so
behind.
we had a lot more people willing to engage with us and check us on the spot. You know, the village raised a child. It takes
social media means more people are engaging. It's just that they're not all on the same page.
No, social media means people have access to instant information very quickly. Right. So this idea that the community,
and if my children are engaging in
it's not like that anymore.
Appropriate activity, I can see that. I don't need to monitor my child all day. I could look on the internet and look at the history and be like, "Hey, what were you doing on these inappropriate sites?" I don't need to sit there with them to do that. Like, there's literally technology that you can lock apps out of children's phones. You can restrict internet access. Jobs do that to employees. They don't let you go on ESPN and YouTube and stuff. You're telling me you as a parent couldn't do that to your child and make sure that they're only engaging in age appropriate content or a content that you know that you can trust them with? That's very unfortunate that we just don't care and we just leave that to the system to do for us these days.
First off,
can I say one small thing?
Go ahead, Smitty.
No, Tarus.
No, CT, let me say.
No, Tarus, finish your point, man.
Okay, so once again,
thank you.
I'm really sick and tired of Ghetto implying that nobody uses these monitoring tools.
Yes.
Right. I'm simply saying from the point of view, if your child was right there or sitting over here or anything like that, right? And they simply asked you, why are you over here defending Andrew Tate? Because whether you think so or not, these kids know who Andrew Tate is. Whether you no matter how hard you try to monitor these children, guys, they get into this crap.
No,
and so, yes, they do, man. Unfortunately, man, I don't keep.
We live in a society where no parents have power anymore. Yeah, might as well just give them to the system at this point.
Okay. Tarus.
Yeah.
You have an opposing point and opinion. Please finish it. Because you could be right. That's the whole thing. Go ahead.
I am simply saying,
yes,
right? When we have these conversations, we have to remember who Andrew Tate's major demographic is. Yes, because whether or not people want to stand for him, argue against him or for him, at the end of the day, it is an undeniable fact that the majority of his arguments are young, impressionable teenage boys. So somebody is watching him. Somebody's parents, with all the parental controls, guess what? They go to school. There's a kid who doesn't have all the parental controls on their phone, and they sharing this stuff around. Like, we need to stop acting like our children exist in this bubble, and they just don't know what's going on. Like, I really hate that when adults try to act like that, because go ahead.
Let me be a little bit of devil's advocate here. Couldn't we say the same thing about rap, about wrestling? You remember in the 90s when wrestling was out of control and we were jumping off, we were doing backflips off of garages and stuff.
Yeah.
Could we say that is Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate that bad where you're saying that these guys are pretty much a detriment? At least it appears that you're saying this, that they are that much of a detriment to society, to the fact that. But what about other things in society as well? But go ahead.
So I want to be clear, CT. One thing I am not saying is that Andrew Tate doesn't have whatever. I know he's not living in America, but he doesn't have whatever First Amendment right you want to call it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm simply, here's a perfect example. I don't necessarily agree with the message that Fresh and Fit put out. But when you look at their background and you see how they come up and they make their money legally, I can't say anything about that other than, hey, I just don't agree with you guys. But then when I look at Andrew Tate, and especially a guy who's trying to, again, he's trying to be a realistic version of himself. This isn't a character. This is supposed to be himself, who he is, right? Well, when I look at the fact that, well, you owed money to the mob, you had to start a can business because you owed money.
Can you
to the mob.
verify that he owed money to the mob?
You can verify that with he did his own video where he admits that he owed money to the mob. That's why he started the can business.
Okay.
The audio and video clips are literally right there on YouTube. That's the one I clipped you. That's an example where you could search that right there. And so what I'm saying is, I am a big guy who's a big thing on resume, right? I'm absolutely going to shoot the messenger, because what does your character say? Do you actually practice what you preach? Or are you just preaching and doing something different? And so when I look at Andrew Tate, and when I'm looking at all of these things that he says to these young, impressionable young men, these young teenagers, then I'm going to look at what he's doing in the background and go, well, dang, bro, you kind of trash. Right? And so at the end of the day, he blatantly admitted that he moved to Romania because of corruption's easier to get away with. The law is easier. He said that. I didn't say that. Okay. He said that. So, I mean, now that he's caught up in all of this crap,
at good times, you're out of here, man. I told you, I don't know why you keep doing that, man.
Well, I'm just simply trying to understand, why would people cape so hard for a guy who's blatantly admitted that he's a scumbag in real life? I just don't get that.
Okay, can somebody address you? Go ahead.
Let me address.
Can I finish?
You know, I think the problem is.
I just got.
Go ahead, Smitty.
Thank you. Real quick. All right, I'm gonna be quick. So, to what you were saying, right? When it came to like the children can't guard them 24/7, you're absolutely right. One thing I can say is this: me as a father, my daughter right now, she upstairs. She's 15. She can't name or tell you not nail one syllable in a Sierra song, a Glorilla, none of that. She can't tell you not near one. She don't know none of it. So my point is this. Yes, you're absolutely right, bro. No, we cannot be around them 24/7, but it is our duty. It is our sworn duty from the time you ejaculate to the time that they slide out of mama. It is your sworn duty to prepare them for battle. What is battle? Life. My daughter goes out. She's in the 10th grade. She's 15 now. She maintains what it is that is of her childhood and what it is that me and her mother provide for her. And what is that? We provide, honestly, a place of comfort. Now, watch this. When you say arguing, my parents been together 43 years. Bruh, I BS you not. It was only until a few times as an adult, I'm saying around in my 30s, I actually heard my peoples go back and forth. Growing up, nah, no. It was a peaceful black household, sir. No. So hold on. So to land it, because I just wanted to get, because I see we're going too far. So all I'm saying is that no, you cannot be around your children 24/7, but it is our duty to make sure that when they are out, you prepare them, you equip them with everything possible to make sure that they know how to read the signs. They know what they're seeing. Dad told me what I'm looking at right here. I know what's happening right now. See, that's what involvement comes in. So to my brother, ghetto point of view, no, it's not about being there 24/7. Because watch this. Once they turn 18, once they turn 21, all of that, they're out of the house. Guess what, bro? At that point, we pray and we hope everything I taught you. Look at.
Hold on for a second, Smitty. Wait a minute. I gotta hold on for a second because I gotta get up out of here in a minute. Big Time with the $10 super chat says to Roos. You said Fuentes should be deplatformed for what he said about the Holocaust. What do you think about Fresh and Fit talking about Israel's involvement in?
Wow, CT.
Hold on for a second. Because
nah. Go ahead, CT. Go ahead, CT. I know you do. I know, but everybody.
Oh my God in heaven! Guys, stop cutting me off. Tarus.
Yes, sir.
You have a super chat.
Yes.
There you go. You want to answer the super chat?
Yes. I might not agree, but I don't care. They shouldn't be the platform.
Go ahead.
I do not remember saying they should deplatform Fuentes. If I did, that is my fault. I do remember conversation saying I don't know why people bring up a known white supremacist on a platform. If I did say that big time, that was a screw up on me. I don't think anybody should be the platform for whatever they say. Same thing with Fresh and Fit. Okay. I don't agree, but they shouldn't be the platform. Smitty, can you please?
Okay. And after that, and after Smitty, Mr. S, and then Jesus is true. Thank you. Go ahead.
Landing it. All I'm saying is Tarus.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely with you because you know something. My daughter, she's come home from high school with a few stories and stuff of being tested.
Right.
But man, I'm gonna tell you right now, the thing that her telling me the story scared me a little bit. But what brought me relief was her response of how she responded to what took place. When she let me know, like, yeah, Dad, because you told me, yeah, and I told her and blah, 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 or I just ignored it, or I did this, she followed my lead. And the fact is that she then comes home, she's good. And when she lets me know, Dad, I see what you're saying. At the age of 15, it's about our involvement, bro. So
I agree with you 100%.
And that's my daughter calling right now. So
to respond to you, hopefully, if you're listening, I know you gotta talk, but
yeah, you good, go ahead. She's upstairs. She's upstairs.
And I do the same thing. Like, for example, I don't lie about why I take these medications. My kids know that because of the 2 deployments to Iraq, I got to take these medications. I smoke weed because I got to freaking help fall asleep. I don't lie to them about those sort of things. I don't try to keep them because one thing I am not going to do is try to put my daughters in a bubble, because the moment, like you said, the moment they hit adult age and then they out and about, what happens?
Tarus, I got you. Watch this. Ooh, I've been studying that. I love you for saying that right now, brother. It's about, listen, everything. See, a man truly of leadership, and I'm not saying you're not. Truly, when we reach that pinnacle of leadership, we recognize also time and place. There are certain things that we reveal to them. So there are certain things that I would talk to my daughter about at the age of 5, when she got 9, a little bit more, 12, a little bit more, 15, a little bit more. See, you don't just dump on life. See, that's how we damage our kids.
Right.
We get to telling them too daggone much, and then what do? We rob them of their childhood. Now they looking at everything in life how we do. We were protected. They should have that bubble. Dog, I BS you not to this very day, dog. To this very day, I thank my parents. Look, I did 7 years in prison. I've been out there in the streets, and I'm back. But you know what? I also grew up to pancakes being cooked Saturday morning and me watching the Muppet Babies. You understand? See, I was protected, bro. But throughout that protection, I also was given true life lessons. When I would go out with my dad at the store, and it'd be little things. Say he gets to like just a little dispute something. Then we get in the car. He'll talk to me about that. He'll break down to me, Mike, you got to know how to watch that right there and how to see that. See, these are all the reasons why, no matter what I went through, I'm still here talking to you today, my brother.
And Smitty, my response to that is, wouldn't you also agree that there's a thin line between telling your kids too much and too little? There's a balance in that.
Right? Exactly, balance. Watch this. It's not the same for every parent, because parenting each child is different. You have to find your balance within your parenting with your child.
And
my balance is not your balance.
Smitty, that was the whole point. I can do whatever I want and raise my daughters however I want, but guess what? I don't have any control over how these other parents raise their sons, who, by the way, are going to be growing up and trying to teach my daughters. So
we don't have no control, Tarus, but then if we don't have no control, then we should not complain or say anything when that little bastard runs down on our daughters and stuff or our sons for something stupid, because, we can't control nothing, right? See, we're not supposed to say nothing, right?
No, we can have influence over that though. Like I can
Well,
be
see, I
like,
mean, we
for example,
again balance.
okay,
Balance.
so couldn't the balance between an Andrew Tate being us disagreeing with Andrew Tate? Isn't that a balancing act?
No, that's just you disagreeing. The balance
Truth.
is
Let me
recognizing
ask
that
Teresa a
man's
question.
purpose.
What do you
The
not agree
balance is
with Andrew Tate about?
recognizing the benefit and the purpose in which he brings to the table.
Yes.
You disagreeing is just you, and that's your personal thing.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's the balance. If Andrew Tate just goes off and I give no pushback, never mind any kid or just these panels.
Who said there's anything wrong with pushback?
No, I'm not. I'm just
pushback is healthy. And any real
pushback
man
is
of
balance.
discernment, we receive pushback with grace.
Right.
We love it. We want to hear about it. We
Yes.
want to know what makes us better.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a difference between entertainment and real life. We all agree with that, right?
Right.
There should be a barrier between entertainment and real life. So I teach my daughters the difference between entertainment and real life and how to keep that balance. Unfortunately, there is a lot of young, impressionable men who do not get that. And unfortunately, they think Andrew Tate, because he's trying to upload his real life self, they think they can act like Andrew Tate in real life. I'm simply pushing back on that.
Name multiple other. Listen.
question.
See, the thing is, no matter, even if it does come down to that man, if your eyes, he's somewhat of an extreme or whatever. Now we have to remember, why is he looked at as an extreme? Because now the norm is being the softest man possible. The skinniest set of jeans and everything else. Be the softest man possible. So when you even begin to hear the slightest drops of true masculinity, it's considered what, toxic and brute force and everything else. No, sir. See, the thing is that we don't have enough of it. So you know what? I do agree with a certain form of boot camp type training when it comes to this. See, the fact is, before the military put you out into war, they're not kissing you behind before they send you out there. They don't shoot blanks at you when you jumping out there on them obstacle courses. It's live rounds.
Wow. No, they shoot blanks at us.
No, in basic training, they shoot live rounds when you got a low
live rounds. What are you talking about?
You're talking about the rights of
can I get a word in real
bro,
quick?
you know what I'm saying, bro. Stop trying to nitpick. See. That's the,
Okay, brothers.
Let's
okay,
not do
brothers.
shenanigans.
Okay, brothers. Let's get this.
No semantics.
Let's give Jesus' truth a little time here.
Go ahead, Gary. Rock out, Gary. I talk. Give it to Gary. Give it to Gary. I want to hear what Gary got to say.
Yo, love to the tribe, man. Great conversation. I gotta breeze. I'm sorry, guys.
Man, I love y'all, man. I love us, man. I love us.
And it's very simple, brothers. Go ahead, Jesus.
So to the brother, Toros, I just want to disagree as far as like every teenager or every child knowing who Andrew Tate is, because that's a broad statement to make. Like not every parent allows their children to even get on social media and all, because outside of social media and internet platforms where teens can engage into adult things, outside of that, he's not known. Like you don't see him on a news channel or commercials on TV. So like if your child is allowed to get on the phone constantly and they're allowed to surf the web and they're allowed to, then of course they might, stumble across who he is. But you can control what your children consume in life. Like, yeah, they go to school, but some parents don't even allow their children to go to school. Some parents homeschool their children. So once again, when we make a statement like that, you can't speak for all teenagers or all children,
but I can speak for the majority, Jesus, because the majority of kids are on social media. That is an undeniable fact, sir. Like, come on, let's stop capping here, guys. The majority of children are on the internet. Stop capping.
Terus is correct that the majority of people are on social media, but parents are forgetting one major thing. The foundation that you lay in your house, no matter what, it travels. Understand? So it doesn't matter what kind of outside influence that you have. Please, Terus, listen for a minute.
Gary, but you're saying something that me and Smitty already said. Like, I agree. We're not arguing with that. I'm simply saying this from the standpoint, Gary, of an Andrew Tate. Like this guy, we talk about people like Gary, for example. You try to upload the best version of your real life self. You don't come up here and cap. Smitty doesn't come up here and cap. I don't know B Magic, but I'm sure him, Mr. S, Jesus, you're at least going to say your version of the truth. So if your version of the truth is whatever, and I disagree with it, that's fine. But what if you're trying to tell these kids what to be all masculine and to do all these different things?
I disagree. I disagree.
You turn around and you're doing scumbag crap like Canvas.
I disagree.
Well, first of all, okay, hold on.
You believe the cam business is scumbag crap, even though
hold on.
And sex work has been since the beginning of man existence.
That's cool. It's still crap.
Okay, hold on. Tarus.
Hey, one at a time. I'm trying to hear y'all, man. One at a time. I can't hear y'all.
All right, Tarus, let
Who's
me ask
saying
you a
what?
question. Hold on. Tarus, you said we should not listen to something that's coming out of somebody's mouth because they're doing whatever they do in their life. If a crackhead looked at you and said, "Don't do crack because it's a bad thing," would you listen to him?
I would hope so, but Gary, you would also admit that there's plenty of people who go, that might be a good idea.
Remember, Tarus, you're forgetting everybody don't win.
Right, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to not.
No, you can't. It doesn't. You can try all you want. Everybody don't win.
Okay, but just because there's not a perfect solution doesn't mean we shouldn't try any solutions. Like
What solution? Okay, I just have one question to ask you. One question to ask you, Tarus.
Yes, sir.
What bad advice did Andrew Tate give?
Move to Romania because they're less laws. I say that's pretty bad.
He didn't say that.
That's not
Hold on. He never said to move to Romania.
Yes.
And you know what I notice about black folks? You all don't understand satire.
Wait, so now this is a race thing?
No, I'm talking about yes. In general, most black folks don't understand satire. First of all, you have to understand that a lot of this stuff is Andrew Tate is doing is satire.
Then why does he have that business in real life, and why is he getting arrested in real life if it's satire?
Well, here's the deal.
Well, because it's very simple. Words mean something today, not actual actions or evidence.
His actions got him in here.
What action did he do?
Hey guys, real quick.
That's the Romanian courts. That's who he's dealing with, right?
Tarus, give me 1 second.
Yeah,
Mr. S, you're over in Europe. I mean, you're obviously closer to Romania than all of us on the panel. You probably know more about the Balkan states more than any of us do. What say you, sir?
Officially, Romania is a state in the European Union. They share the European judicial laws of governance. That's the official line of the state. However, similar to developing countries, Romania, Moldova, Bulgaria, and the rest, they dibble-dabble in corruption, in bribery.
Okay.
Now, what Tarus has done is he's basically spat on the faces of Romanians and told them that your country is very corrupt, has no laws of governance, and that anyone who wants to sell sex needs to move to Romania. That's not the case. And another thing that he mentioned about Andrew Tate was that mafiosos were after him. No, we don't have mafiosos over here.
I think he's talking about in America, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, Mr. S. Mr. S. Andrew Tate is on video saying the reason why he started the cam business is because he owed the mob money here in America.
That's his satire. That's not real.
Of £2,500.
Everything's satire, right? Everything's a joke. Well,
Romania.
He said he
owed £2,500.
So why is Romania not taking it as a joke?
If I could finish, please. See, Gary is right. You jiggers don't understand satire. The majority of you don't, because I've come here for the last week and been controversial on purpose, right? And you guys didn't see the difference between how I'm talking now and how I was talking, say, in the last couple of live streams.
There is no official. Finally, they're taking him seriously. So, is it a black thing in Romania too?
Let me tell you something. Young boys, young men are starving for male leadership. Young boys and young men around the world, in their droves, are starving for male leadership.
Plenty of men to look for that leadership who don't operate cam businesses. Fresh and
Let me
fit.
tell you. Now, if your daughter, if your daughter asks you a question about why you operate a cam business, here's what I would like you to answer to her. You should tell her, I didn't force these women to work in a legitimate business. Because it is a legitimate business.
Right.
1, 2.
So
99.9% of them
Mr. S doesn't think that they're working voluntarily. You see, this is the thing. You're trying to tell me something, but I'm using Mr. Tate's own words, and then the Romanian government, who isn't black, taking his satire seriously. So why am I supposed to believe what you guys are saying versus the things that come out of Andrew Tate's own mouth in the Romanian courts?
You see, the Romanian country, the Bulgarian country, all these Eastern Bloc countries, they're only recently been introduced into the European Union's mechanism in terms of economics, in terms of social, etc. However, just similar to Turkey, they don't have the EEA mechanism, which is the Economic European Authority financial mechanism, meaning that it's very, very financial GWIS, but I don't want to bring it here. Romania, Bulgaria, and the rest of those Eastern European Bloc countries, they are begging to join the European Union fully. Now, the Tates, they cannot be prosecuted in America without due process. The Tates cannot be prosecuted in the UK without due process, because the law does not discriminate whether you're white or black. However, in Romania, if I can pay the policeman $50, 50 euros to let me off of a speeding ticket, how much would America be paying to the Romanian government to keep the Tates in jail?
Then you agree with Mr. Tate when he said he moved to Romania because of the lax laws? I mean, you just made the argument for him, right?
Actually, I don't think you heard the full transcript. You heard some of it. He said, I moved to Romania because it's one of the most closest countries in the European Union.
Well, this is what he was trying to say, and then Trump goes, well, no,
This is what he said first.
Okay, hold on there. Hold on. Mr. S, let me ask Tarus something. Let me just ask him something. Did you listen to what he said before he said that and what he said after that?
I listened to the whole damn interview, Gary.
If I could remind you, Tarus, he said that the reason why I moved to Romania was because they share the society of Dubai, where the man is, above the woman, right? 1, 2.
By the way,
religion. Let me finish. The religion is governed. The religion governs the state. Not many countries in Europe and America, the religion isn't. It's not governed by. It doesn't govern the state, the government. So that's why he went to Romania.
What do you think about Mr. S? What do you think about Mr. Tate claiming that it's a great Christian society and that he's Christian, and then the moment he gets arrested, he converts to Islam?
Well, the moment he got arrested, he was because
right there with the Quran on video, like stop telling me that.
Now, Tarus, wait a minute. I was rocking with you. I was advocating for you and cutting people off while they were, I want to hear you.
Yeah, my bad.
Did he convert, or was he just reading the Quran in the penitentiary over there in jail? Come on, man. A lot of okay. If I come on, man. If you read the Bible, does that make you a Christian? Come on, man.
Okay, so if you got the Bible and then you swap out to Islam, does that make you a fake religious anything? Or does that make you just trying to reach for anything that'll help you out?
Okay. Now you're reaching for straws because he never said he converted to Islam.
Did he convert?
If he did, it wouldn't matter.
Romanian
magic. The reason why is because this is a man doing anything to save his own butt. I don't want to say it.
Converting to Islam is not going to save him.
Then why'd he do it?
No, guys,
because maybe that's his personal preference to do.
I would like to correct.
It doesn't matter. What does that have to do with his faith?
So a guy who has no virtues, no principles, no high character. This is who.
How do you know these things about this guy that you're making?
This man know him more than he know himself.
He literally made 400 million off of telling young men the very thing, Gary.
He made $400 million after telling young men this.
How dare he tell men to work out? How dare he tell men to work hard? How dare he tell men to be entrepreneurs? How dare he tell men? He didn't say nothing about joining the mafia.
Guys, do the maths. 240,000 students, each paying $50.
Did you have to join did you
Do the math.
start a can business to pay
How
off
can
the
you get to
mob?
400 million if the Hustlers University has been on
that doesn't
for 5
mean
years?
that okay, see.
You see, this is the problem here, guys. Once I start asking you, well, would you start it? Did you have to open a can business to pay off the mob? No. Well.
So what's the big deal? Opening a can business, is that against the law?
Opening a can business because you owe mob.
No. Don't tell me about because. Is it against the law?
Gary, if I owe money to the mob, would you call that a huge red flag, Gary?
Pardon?
Would you say that's a real huge red flag?
Well, I don't know if anybody owes the mob, because one thing I know, I don't really take everything serious what people say on these things, because I know. Hold on, can I finish? Because I know the majority of people that are on this are putting on a fake face. Andrew Tate has found a niche. First of all, you're disagreeing with him. Please tell me what he said to these boys that is bad for them.
Right. So again, I'm a big guy who. What does your resume say? And I
you can't do that because everybody ain't saints.
Okay, but B Magic.
So I shouldn't tell my son to aspire to be like Bill Cosby because he did Quaaludes and some cocaine in the 70s.
First off,
come on now.
First off, y'all guys keep ignoring this part. Andrew Tate is trying to be saying this is him in real life. So this isn't entertainment. This isn't a gag. So this is who he is in real life. I am simply saying, well, this guy admitted through his own words, I'm not putting it in his mouth, he said it, that he started the can business because he owed money to the mob. Gary, I didn't say that. He said that.
So what? What's the big deal about that? You know what I mean? So, okay, because you owe the mob money. Hold on there, Tarus.
That's the kind of guy you want these young guys following? A guy
They're not talking about that aspect. They talking about working hard. They talking about becoming entrepreneurs. They not talking about none of this mafia stuff.
Hey, all you young men out there, work hard,
emotional as a man is
and open up a can business.
He's taught me and go ahead.
If anything, he had pushed affiliated marketing. He's pushed crypto. He's pushed other things in his universe. He ain't come up with none of this stuff you talking about. He just said, that's my life. That's how I went about things.
Be Magic, he's on video.
Is he still doing this there, Tarus? So that means no matter what, hold on there, Be Magic. So no matter what you did in your past, you got to pay for that in the future.
You can change and you can grow, but Grant, Gary,
no, that's fine.
Literally arrested. Like
how many people have been arrested falsely?
Gary, he didn't just start the business after owing money to the mob. He kept it going, Gary. What am I supposed to do?
Because it's called being a capitalist. If I'm making $100,000 a week, I say, hold on, let me finish that. Hold on there, Tarus. Hold on there, Be Magic. First of all, you said he owed the mob money. He started this business to pay off the mob. So he paid off the mob. And now I'm making $100,000 a year on a legal business. I should stop?
Yeah. Jim Hefner was never vilified like this.
I should stop from making $100,000 a year from a legal business? Is that what you're telling me, Tarus?
Yeah, I would. Again, that's just me, man. Like, I don't do this.
I know the guys in Luton, I know the guys in Luton that he was mailing with in terms of shotting, It's only $2,500. One, only $2,500. Secondly, there's nothing bad about teaching young boys to be disciplined, to hit the gym, to look after the women in their family, and to work hard and to be entrepreneurs. You're saying, no, he's tainted because of what he did 20 years ago to pay off the $2,500 debt.
Right. I think that was only
because you're basically gaslighting his
boss. It was $50,000. First off, it was 10 years ago and it was $50,000.
Woo! But he's making $100,000 a week. So how long did it take him to pay off the mob? Are you thinking people never went to loan sharks?
Hearing yourselves out loud. How long did
we are realists. We are people who understand reality. There's no utopian. People need to stop trying to build a utopia. Stop moving away from the natural ways of life. There's going to be people that do certain things. There's going to be people that not do certain things. We can't fucking condemn people for being people.
Yes,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
can.
I wish there was never a pornography. But if there was no pornography, society would be in a worse circumstance. If there was no pornography, society would be in a worse circumstance.
Okay.
Incels would go crazy if they didn't have nothing to.
Be
Come
Magic.
on,
How
man.
many people have come up and struggled and still not crap like Andrew Tate? How many
A lot of
people?
people ain't got the inside skill that Andrew Tate either.
Be Magic. How many people are out here giving the same message as Andrew Tate who aren't currently arrested in Romania? A whole bunch of
you
men,
know what?
right?
Okay, then let me ask you a question. Firstly, yeah, do you have a relationship with your father?
Yes.
Have you had a relationship with your father in the past?
Yes.
I'm doing it.
So you didn't grow up in a single parent household, yeah?
I grew up in a 2-parent household, sir.
Fantastic. So you are the anomaly. Just like how
No,
Smith is an anomaly in terms of being a good father to his adolescent daughter, he's an anomaly like you as well.
Can I say something?
No. Hold on. Stop there,
Whenever
Mr.
y'all
S.
done, Gary.
It's not,
After you, Gary. After you, Gary. After
not
you.
a problem.
After you.
Stop saying it's an anomaly that you see a black man with 2 parents.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it is.
that is ridiculous. Just
it is.
because
It's an anomaly.
it's ridiculous. How's it an anomaly?
Because I see that all the time.
Well, how old are you, son?
Can I please, real
old enough
quick?
to see 30 plus.
No, hold on,
Okay, you
real
see
quick.
30
Brother S,
plus.
Brother S,
In your,
please.
okay, hold on. Let me finish this, man.
I don't see you.
Right? No. Hold on. I don't like
it.
when people. No. I just don't like when
I don't see
people
that. I
like
see
to
a
make
lot of
these
single
statements about black people. Okay, first of all, you don't know how many people that are up here that's got 2 parents. We have 2 right there. So out of 6 of us, we have a chaotic. There's 3 out of 6 of us. There's me. That's 4 out of 6 of us. B Magic grew up with both of his parents. So how is it an anomaly that black folks have 2 parents?
CT, hold the chat and see who came up with the 2 parents in the house.
Nah, hold on, Brother S. Let me just say this, Brother S. More than anything, what it really entails is, see, the reason why we speak so much about 2-family households is not just because the mom and the dad is there. You can be there, but be vacant. It's about the involvement, okay? That's specifically because watch this. Me, you hear everything I'm talking about? My child here right now, me and her mother are not together. I'm a full-fledged, full-time father. You see, it's about involvement. So, but now that's not to say, oh yeah, you can be saying no, because I never wanted this right here. This was not the plan, but we are making the best of this and we rocking out with it. And she's coming up pretty damn good. I must say, I applaud my baby girl. Now, all I'm saying is to land it is that when you talk about the parents being there, because how many times, like, for example, remember that show Richie Rich? And remember, I don't know, even like Home Alone, whatever. No, not Home Alone. But let's just take Richie Rich. You had a lot of stories back in the day of kids who had both parents, but they were never there. And guess what? Those kids wound up just as worse, if not even worse, than kids who might have come up in a household with only one parent. So my point is in saying that it's not about the parents in the household. It's about how involved are you with your child, period, no matter where on planet Earth you are. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
And on that note, guys,
as always, thank you so much.
And on that note, I got to roll out because I got to go on Lapeef in 7 minutes. So if anybody in the chat wants to join me over there, I got to go on Lapeef. Any last words, guys?
CT cannot stand hearing nothing positive in the black house. So I swear, it makes his ass cringe. To hear anything, he want to hear the whites come up. That's all he wanted.
No, I can't.
Nah, I'm on to you, but I love you though because you stand.
Oh, sweet God in heaven!
I try to be polite. I try to be polite, CT. I just be sitting here.
Being cut off. That's it, Smith.
I know.
Go ahead, B man.
But that seems like that's how you get. That's how you can get your ability to talk is to cut people off. I was pretty quiet the whole time I was on the panel waiting my turn. I just want that to be known. I try to be polite, but it seemed like that's what it is. You just got to cut people.
That's the Caucasian in you.
Thank you so much, Tarus and B Magic.
Can I get a final thought?
Yeah.
First off, and yeah, B Magic, thanks for the back and forth. I thought we was polite in our discourse.
Yeah.
Saying S, Gary, Smitty, CT. I'm simply saying, guys, like, maybe it is because I grew up with a father, like most people do. But there's just certain ways that as a man, you got to carry yourself. It's not about just what you say, it's about what you do. Like, I can say a whole bunch of things to my kids, but if I'm doing the exact opposite with the action, what messages am I sending my children? Right? Like, I can say all the right things and all the right messages to my child, but then if I end up in jail for doing the exact opposite of what I told them not to do, again, what is the message being sent versus what is the message being received? I want to be very clear here. Everybody has, in America speaking in general, the First Amendment right to say whatever they want. They want to be a scumbag, go ahead. You can be a scumbag. You can say whatever you want. But guess what? I can also come up on here if CT allows me, and I can simply push back because I'm allowed to say whatever I want as well. So just remember, guys, practice what you preach, because the children, whether it's your kids, someone else's kids, or kids watching this from somewhere else, they are paying attention to not only our words, but our actions. Those are my final thoughts.
Guys, on that note, I got to get up out of here. Thank you so much, guys. I'll be over on Lapeef. Mr. S, B Magic, Taru, salute everybody that came on the panel. I got to roll up out of here. I see you over on Lapeef. Good times. I see you in the back, man, but I've asked you kindly over and over to stop showing the beer can, and you did it multiple times like you were a child. I got to kick you out. Until next time, until next time, good times. Mr. S, yes, what's up? Thank you so much, Taru.
Right, you said you're leaving, so that's fine. I just want to say to those who criticize Andrew Tate, just understand that firstly, he has over 220,000 students on his online university. You only need just 10,000 of them to uproar and cause a riot. 1, 2. You jiggers, most of you weren't brought up in a two-parent household. Let's stop the cap. Smitty definitely doing a good job. Great job. He's an anomaly. Tarus, anomaly. Saddam Hussein as well was an anomaly. May God rest his soul. Till next time.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. This was a great show. Salute to you all. Thank you for all the super chats and cash apps. Let me see who did drop some cash apps off real quick. Big time, Abdul, Bob, thank you so much. Tarus, thank you so much. Gary, thank you so much. No guarantees. Thank you so much, guys. I will be back probably later tonight, actually. But I'm about to go on Lapeef. Have a good one. Peace. Or just come to the Lapeef Network.